is the grand final is back. That's right. Come on. I am your host, Jaymz Clements. This is the AFL Today Show, brought to you by TopSport. Of course, it is the home of footy finals. Please do not confuse me with Daniel Merritt, Justin Lepich,
Sauce,
Acker, Gary Rowan, Callum Mills,
Michael Voss,
Max Papley. We're just going to start listing off gingers because the stats boy is very racist against us gingers, so it's a bit weird. I am joined by my two very best friends on the planet. One of them is just a weird, self-loathing Swans fan. They are both weirdos. They are both full-blown footy nuts, but that is Alex Donnelly over there.
got my ticket. Let's go! Grand final!
This is the most pumped and excited I've seen Alex in a very, very long time.
He didn't get a ticket to the most exclusive of gatherings for the AFL Grand Final, though. Me apparently cooking meatballs for my 5-year-old son because he wants to hang out, have green pasta and footy meatballs. I'm like,
Larry going to be there?
That sounds great. What are you talking about?
I'm like, yeah, you didn't get an invite.
Yeah,
So
I would go there.
I'll hang out with Larry.
anyway, the guy from the middle is from cricket today.
Yes,
He's the
Leo.
little fella,
Yes.
the stats boy.
Yes, absolutely pumped for the granny. 2 kicks away in 2 days' time. Absolutely pumped.
I think we can see Katy Perry from just over here.
Yeah,
The
she was just
sun
practicing
is
before.
actually still shining on the G, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
She just waved at me.
Yeah, nice.
I'll see you guys later. Anyway.
She's with the big O and
She's like,
Chloe
Jim,
Malloy.
where are you? I need a left shark. I'm like, yes, that's right. Right, this is the AFL Today Show. This is our grand final blowout spectacular. It's going to be huge. We're going to go in-depth to a bunch of stats, bets, all the good stuff.
Absolutely.
Talking about Sydney versus Brisbane. It's going to be good. I cannot bloody wait. So let's just not wait. Let's just do the damn thing. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get around AFL Today on all the socials. Aussie Rules Today as well on the old Facey. Get around it wherever you get your podcasts, of course. Like, subscribe, star, comment, do all the good stuff. Jump in the comments right now. We're going to read them out. Let's go, Spence. I reckon that might be Spence who's saying that one. We got Cheer, says did the Swans win? The guy in the middle is from Cricket Today, says Leo. He wanted a shout out because it's his birthday in 5 days.
Oh, we'll give him a shout out. Why not?
Whoa, where Rule says Lols.
Lols Cow has been on every one of our
So
shows.
did the Swans win. Shout
And
out to Did the
I was about
Swans
to
win.
say
He's a
that.
great dude.
Yeah, we've got
And,
lots of good comments in here.
Mr. Jones said hello.
Yeah, just a hi. Yeah.
Right, let's get into it. Let's do some news.
Yes.
I don't want to belabor this point. It's the grand final in 2 days. This is our Thursday night team show. We want to talk about the grand final.
News. Yes.
The last day or two, there's been so much talk about stuff that isn't the grand final.
It's been
you know what
annoying.
I don't care about? Anything that isn't the bloody grand final. I just footies. I'm Homer in the donut machine.
Yeah.
Footy, but it's grand final footies.
Exactly.
I don't want other footies. I want Big O with one working arm handballing the footy to Katy Perry.
Yeah, we saw that.
That's a gun.
We
I
had
love that.
Sharon Gate with Katy Perry. Of course,
I
you had to
love
hold
it.
a Sharon.
Got to hold the Sharon. You guys to do it. Leo says, thanks for the shout out. Apparently,
This has been weird.
Alex has got to sing the Errol chorus.
If you see me at the Union House Hotel between 10:30 and 2 p.m. on Saturday, yeah, it'll happen.
Oh,
The
okay.
what?
Union House or Union Club?
No,
Where?
Richmond.
One in Richmond, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Union.
It's the RCH, isn't it?
No, there is a union in Richmond. Yeah.
Up the top of Swan Street.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Union House. Yeah, no, it is
Union
Union
House.
House. Yeah. I've been there.
Interesting.
With all the True Bloods faithful, we'll be there.
Very nice.
Having a great time.
Love it.
Nice one. Anyway, where's the chorus?
No, I said
he
I'll
wants
be
to do it.
doing it on Saturday.
He
I
wants it
don't
on the
care
show.
about Saturday. Do it on the show. Just don't save it for the bloody walk to the ground. Come on. I would give everything just to be like him. I mean, to be honest,
Well, Errol.
why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Well, Errol.
Let's do it. How much would you give to be just like Errol? It's where the True Bloods folks are meeting. Is this where I need to start my 3-part public apology to Alex for all my footy media writing up the Swans tall forwards tweet the other day?
Oh, bang.
Yeah.
We don't count as footy media.
Nah.
No, we don't.
No,
I mean,
he was saying, yeah.
everyone else was writing them off, and I believed all the way
To be
through.
fair, I was writing him off, yeah.
That's because you're a hater.
All right. There is grand final news.
Yep.
Big Oscar McInerney did handball a footy to Katy Perry. She caught it, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
She was fine.
Yep.
It's just also kind of sad seeing his big galumpy kind of face and body just out there and he's not playing in the grand final.
Yeah.
It just kind of makes me sad.
It is.
But he's obviously out. That's
that.
the big sort of thing. And the other big out obviously happened. Well, I think we finished yesterday's show.
After we were debating whether Callum Mills should
And
be
I
it or
feel
not.
like they waited literally till the second when the cameras stopped. They went, Now we'll release the news that Callum Mills is not
That
playing.
was very annoying.
So McCurdy was definitely watching and feeding the info to Horse. I mean, like you can tell the world now.
Yeah, so the boys have just stopped. Go.
And as a Swans fan, you were very happy with that because of you don't want a repeat of Sam Reid. Ping a hammy in the middle.
Not happy. Like it is the
Not
captain.
happy, of course.
But
No. I'm happy with the decision.
I'm happy with the decision because you can't risk 18-day hamstring chasing Cam Rayner around for 2 hours in the heat. Yes, Jim, I'm being serious.
He's being serious. Diddy is the sub for Brisbane. He's gonna be, I'll tell you what.
Don't. This is Jim's problem. He just
Jim's
reads out. He reads out anything.
Don't put anything on the teleprompter. He will literally read
What are
anything.
you talking about? They need a bit of speed on the ground. We're slipping around everywhere.
I don't even want to go there.
Let's go.
I don't want to go there.
Justin Bieber
Lols
pops up.
Cal asks, Alex, are you the better Donnelly or is Matty?
Oh, Matty Donnelly's got me covered. He does a lot for the Swans.
There you go.
Nice one. So Callum Mills is out. Dane Rampy will be captain for the Swans.
Yep.
Seemingly, which is kind of
I
neat.
think he'll be a good captain.
Said that today that he will be captain.
Sure. I did put my hand up and I did not get picked. So
No.
Oh,
just another grand final disappointment for you, mate, Jim. Each year I'm like, well, I'll play. And they're like, who are you? Get out of here. I'm like, well, okay. Fair play. I'm not on your list. I'll just leave. Leave the. Don't have to go call security. Oh, come on, man. Anyway, outside of that, little other bits and bobs. To stick with the grand final, it came out that Katy Perry's being paid $5 million.
so $1 million per song. She's doing 5 songs. That is ridiculous.
How much would they have to pay you to play 5 songs, Stats Boy?
I'd say what?
That guy would do a
$1 million.
lot of things for $20.
Yeah. No. I'd say 5. Just $5. Why not?
To dress up as Katy Perry.
Oh, geez. Okay. I'd want $5 million for that.
to perform in front of 100,000 people. Let's talk this out.
I'd want $5 million for that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
$20 and on
$20
there.
million?
I told you, $20.
As I said, as I tell the 5-year-old all the time, I do a lot of things for $20. Where's your money? He's like,
true.
I don't have any. I'm like,
Get a job.
sucked in. But $5 million for 5 songs, Katy Perry. It's
That's
an egregious waste of money.
it is a lot of
someone
money.
that's
It's
she's
just
out of
a,
form.
it
Robbie
is a
got
lot
one.
of money.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Robbie Williams' price just went absolutely through the roof when they inevitably turned to him when Carlton are in the grand final next year and bring him back, right? So
Got a few comments
Just saying.
going on there as well.
what else?
paid
Jim,
5
5
songs for free.
I heard him sing Fireworks. Pretty good.
Don't.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we got Catters in the comments as well.
Because baby, you're a fire. Yeah.
I'll save that one for Saturday, apparently.
Cheers, Catters.
Other little bits and bobs. Lockie Hunter's retiring, 199 games, played in the 2016 Premiership.
Woo.
Oh, he was a good player.
Oh, the 2016 Premiership
We
game.
love TopSport Maltese. He was a lock for 20 plus for a few years there.
I love a bit of Lockie Hunter. Charlie Dixon.
As predicted by everyone.
Solid career, but he had to go. Yeah, he had to
Everyone
go.
at the SCG basically retired him off last Friday. He got Charlie, good last game, pal.
He was unreal. 2020 All Australian, 3-time Port leading goal kicker, but yeah, just the
There-
last couple of years.
There was a cliff and
Yeah.
he went over it this year. It's like Homer. I'm going to make it. I'm not going to make it.
He didn't so much fall off it as drove off it as fast as he could, like Thelma and Louise or something.
Yes.
But an amazing, amazing footballer in his pomp.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do we got?
There's a
Katy
lot of-
Perry got me acting up. She still got it, not going to lie. I'll pay that, MOB.
Yeah.
Isaac Cumming is nominating Adelaide. That's where he wants to go from the Giants.
That's a big
And
win for Adelaide, I think. Because
very good.
Over Port.
I thought he might have gone to Port.
He might go back in defence there for Adelaide. They do need a defender.
Yeah, I think
They
that's
just need help in general.
he's a great player. Yeah.
Other little bits. Nick Rewalt returning home
Everyone's going to Channel 7.
and going to Channel 7.
Everyone's going there.
Don't know how many problems he's still got in Australia. We might find out.
Maybe at least he doesn't have to live in America anymore.
I think that
Unless he's living in America.
I think that's the least of his troubles,
Yeah.
Stats guy.
No, I know. I'm just,
A lot of water to go into that.
I don't want
bridge,
to
I
talk
reckon.
about anything else.
Do some digging in your own. Google it. On your Nick Rewalt. And then the last and stupidest story of the day.
The best story of the
Peter
day.
requesting the Western Bulldogs to change their club name and mascot.
What the? I thought this was a joke, and apparently it is 100% real.
There was a Gullen who wrote, it's like in the article, this is not a joke. The Western Bulldogs have been demanded by Peter to be renamed.
No. The demand is it's a strong way of saying it. They've requested, right? They've
Nah,
gone,
they didn't.
hey, here's an idea. Can you change your name? And the Western Bulldogs go, no. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, but can we say what Peter want them to change their
They're
name
like,
to?
right. So their big problem. So Peter's point is basically like, right.
Sounds like we're talking about a person every time we say
Short-nosed breeds have struggled have a big problems, breathing. a lot of the
Breathing,
time.
yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
And
they
so
do.
this is actually a thing. So having lived overseas with a dog, when we're actually getting our dog, and you're like, if we ever decide to move back to Australia, what can we do about getting said dog home?
True.
And short-nosed breeds can't actually fly long haul.
A lot of them.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, a
Oh.
bunch of them
Suffocate.
die.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know
So
that.
with the lower pressures, they can actually suffocate. So we actually got a Peter. I hardly know her. So the Bulldogs thing is like, yeah, it's a specific breed, and they go on to say, well, they're bred in specifically deformities, like for the way they look and stuff. A lot of people can rightly say, butt out of it, Peter, shush. Like, but that's your
Yeah.
job. So that's their job to go, hey, this is the thing about animals. Don't do that. Everyone's rightly also being able to go, shut up, nerds. Like, don't care. Off you go. And that's fine. I think there's far more pressing issues that Peter should be dealing with
Absolutely.
than the Western Bulldogs changing their nickname to the Western Mutts.
Oh, we got another one in the comment, Jack Catterall. Western Pigeons has a nice ring to it. I don't mind that.
Isn't there a pigeons
Few
in the
pigeons around
VFL?
there? No. When was the last time you watched the VFL?
What are they like?
Or possible. No,
What are Werribee and like
Seagulls is
seagulls and
Williamstown.
stuff?
There's
Williamstown
seagulls.
Seagulls.
No one. Why would you want to be a pigeon? The rats,
I'm
of, the, rats
gonna
of the
be-
sky. You don't want to be.
Look at the Yarrawonga pigeons.
Don't mind the dogs. It's all good.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Peter should look. I appreciate them aiming high and going. Here's a lot of free publicity for us. Let's just do this. That'll be pretty fun.
I mean, I did watch the.
It's basically like us going, hey, AFL today has come out and said that Eddie Maguire should not hire us to host Footy Classified next year.
But we would
That
do
is,
it.
no,
We would
no, we wouldn't. That's true. Eddie, you can't. You're not coming.
Yeah.
Oh, we
You
wouldn't
can't
do it?
get us.
I would
We
do it.
are off the table.
Yeah.
AFL Today remains loyal to AFL Today. We are not going to host Footy Classified
No
next year.
matter how
No
much
matter
money
how much
you
you want to
offer.
pay us,
Yeah.
we're
Hey,
not going to do it.
I'm not saying. I'm not agreeing
Shut up,
with these
stats
two.
guy. You're not a part
I'm
of
in.
this.
I'm in.
We legally own you in the
No,
contract.
no.
Hey, ever seen a dude thrown from this studio into the Yarra? Once, yes. Anyway, it's just great publicity for Peter. Whatever, the dog's not
I
going
mean, I did just watch the documentary on Binge about how they wanted to stop chimpanzee ownership in America.
Yeah,
which I
oh,
mean, I
that-
kind of agreed with, especially after
was
that.
wild.
Ripped that lady's face off.
Yeah.
It's like he just
There we
ripped off
go.
like another guy's face off earlier. Didn't he?
Yeah,
Those
true,
weird
yeah.
chimp arms.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of that. Come on, call them the Werribee sewers, says Lol's Cal. How about the Western cauliflowers? Like, there's a lot. The Western broccolis, the
Yeah,
Western
nah.
veggies.
What about the
something-
lettuce?
There's
Right.
lots of lettuce being grown around in the Werribee area. Like, that's what it's all about, right? You got a lot of the, I don't know, shall we say,
Greens.
there's a
That
lot
is
of
the least-
veggies being grown.
Talk about intimidating
Why,
mascots.
why is it? It's because there's a lot of sewage runoff, and they
Yeah.
can use it all. It grows very well over there.
Oh, that's a stretch. That's a
Just call them the Western Christus. I think I've told that story on the show before. How funny, yeah.
You thought they all lived over there.
Well, they might have been there. You mean Cousin Ange? Yeah, my old man and my grandfather, actually. We built a shed in Werribee.
Exactly,
And,
yeah.
For a veggie grower Christus. They're awesome, the Christu brothers.
Nice.
Anyway, should we preview, I don't know, there's a game on Saturday?
The biggest
I like how
game of the
I'm
year.
all about grand final, and then we renamed the Werribee VFL team.
We got it. We're all just a bit of everything. Why not?
I think we should do this.
Yeah.
Let's do it. It's time
Cool.
to preview the 2024 AFL Grand Final. There is a team in this Grand Final called the Sydney Swans, Alex Donnelly.
Yes.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
And of course, this preview is brought to you by our friends at TopSport. So we've got a lot of thoughts and some numbers that we'll throw at you.
Yep.
One of those numbers is that the Sydney Swans are $1.72 favourites at the moment with TopSport.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basil Enker's in the comments. There we go.
Hey, we
Welcome,
love
Baz.
Basil Anchor.
So $1.72 favourite stats, boy, and 4.5 point favourites if you want to give them a handicap. How do
Ooh.
we feel about the 4.5? So we
I think that's about right because
hit on this in Wednesday's show, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
it felt like, I think it was actually shorter when it started.
3.5.
3.5. And it
Yeah.
felt like it should have been 5.5 maybe. So
4
it's
to
landing
6,
at 4.5.
I think.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
with that.
Yep. I
And
think
the Brisbane Lions, $2.12.
it seems right. It's like, all right, it's going to be really close. Everyone thinks it's going to be really close, but people are going, Sydney have the edge because they look a little bit stronger. So I don't mind the odds at this stage. Yeah.
Lols Cow Productions asked the question there. What is it with all the folks in the media picking the Lions? Makes no sense as Lions have had a tougher entry into the grand final.
Because they saw them do it at the MCG last Saturday. It's the most, it's the most recent thing in their minds.
Most recent MCG. Yeah, that's true.
You could also say battle hardened.
Yeah.
Playing the best footy we've seen them play for a long time.
And they've also have a good record lately against the Swans, which we'll get into.
Also have a bunch of just up and under. They've got grunty boys.
Lots of good long-haired yahoos.
Boys. Yeah. They've also got a lot of flair.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Right. So Sydney the favourites, $1.72. Brisbane, $2.12. The over-under. And you've dug into this one, Stats Man.
Of course.
172.5. Sell us on it, or do you want to talk about it in a second?
We'll talk about it now, I reckon. We might as well. So I've got a lot of different stats. I'm not going to say on either one, but we'll make a decision afterwards. So the last 4 grand finals have gone over the total points. Then we've got 3 of the last 4 Swans games have gone under the total points, and 7 of the last 9 Lions games have gone under the total points. So the Lions and Swans lately have had a lot of games go under, just because obviously really good defenses, as we've talked about for weeks.
Yep.
But 7 of the last 9 meetings have gone over the total points.
Is this between the two of them?
So when they play against each other, it seems to go over, and every other match has been going under lately. So it's a bit of a tough one, but the last 4 grand finals have gone over. I think.
So the last 4 grand finals have been gone over.
Yeah. A lot of them were very close. Yeah.
That is like surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, usually
you sort of dig into that and go, hang on a second, 4 straight.
Before the last 4 seasons, you look at a grand final and you go, all right, it's really a bit more congested, a bit more like a few more errors and things like that because, I don't know, it's grand final, everyone's sort of lifting the pressure. But the last 4, even last year where a lot of people thought it would go under, I think we even said...
Went over by a kick.
When it was like, I think it was like 8 or 10 points or something like that, it went over. But they have gone over. So, and 172, I think it might go over again.
Well, here's some more stats. Offensively, Sydney were top of the league.
Yep.
97 points a game.
Beautiful.
Brisbane, 3rd, 93.4. That's pretty good. You've got 2 top 3 offenses. You might as well go over then, surely. Au contraire, because Sydney had the 3rd best defense. Hey, what was the difference, Alex, between the 3rd and like the 7th and all that sort of gear?
I think it was like 4 points.
Yeah, a couple of points. So, yeah.
And Brisbane was 6th. So we do have 2 teams.
This is including finals games. Because at the end of the season, Swans was 7th and first to 7th was literally 7 points.
Brisbane also have gone to 6th because they've conceded 185 last 2 weeks. So that's just something
and the Swans kept Port to
that's just
50
something
or
to
whatever we
consider
kept them to.
Exactly. So Brisbane, with all of their games, ranks 6th. So you've got 2 teams that are firmly in that perfect correlated premiership window.
Yep.
Top 6 for offense and defense. Sydney 1st and 3rd. Brisbane 3rd and 6th.
Yep.
So by rights, Sydney win this in a canter, right?
Well, if you got just going off the pure stats.
Well, you're the stats guy.
You are the stats guy. You should be the absolute wonk who's like, well, the stats
I've got some
say
stats
this.
that back up Brisbane later.
All right, let's go then.
Yeah.
All
We'll get into that. But do we want to say where we're going over under first? I think.
Right, over under.
What are you guys choosing?
I feel like the inexorable push is probably towards the over.
Yeah.
172.5. I feel like offensively both of these teams have the wherewithal to go into like this. I think we'll see what we've seen the last couple of weeks in these finals is the first 8 minutes of the game, scrappy as all hell as they all try to figure it out. And then it just goes... skadoosh, opens up a little bit as they figure out what's going on.
Yep.
And both these teams are very explosive. They move the ball very quickly and can put on scores in a very short amount of time.
That's what I'm leaning towards. Because the over in the first half, I think the first half you'll be worried about hitting the over, but then both teams have been dominating in the second half. So Brisbane have kicked 20 goals. Other than Brisbane came against Carlton. Since then, they've kicked 20 goals to 11 in the second half. So they've been dominant in the second half. Then Swans
overall this
Swans
year, though,
really
Brisbane are negative 100 points in the last quarter.
Yeah, but they've been struggling in the last quarter in the regular season. Yeah, so.
That's what I mean.
But in the finals, they've been awesome in the second half.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it goes over. Says Lols Cow.
Yeah,
what do you reckon,
I'm over.
Over.
I reckon this flies.
I reckon just though. Yeah.
So who do we think it favours if it does fly over?
Sydney. We've said all year, if it's been in the shootout, it's the Swans. That was the thing with Port Adelaide last week. If it's high scoring, it's the Swans. If it's that 70 to 70 slog, it leans to Port Adelaide. Brisbane can kick points too, but I think just Sydney when they get rolling.
The other one,
them.
Brisbane also just love kicking.
Yeah,
points.
behind. So that's the other reason. If both teams are having a lot of shots, just say they have the same amount of shots, you're still backing Sydney because they kick way more accurate.
So the thing is, you say Sydney the most accurate team this season and Brisbane the most inaccurate. So those things eventually revert back to the mean. And Zach Bailey probably kicks like 4 straight on Saturday now.
But Brisbane were accurate last week, but they haven't shown an accurate performance 2 weeks in a row for a while. So it'll be interesting.
So The one thing that sort of sticks in my brain is obviously where this game is as well. With this over under, we'll get to actually like at the venue kind of year. Because you have obviously a pretty fraught history with the Brisbane Lions of the MCG, as we'll dig into in a second. But also the grand final replay. What was that, in round 23?
Yeah,
Brisbane Collingwood. So Brisbane Collingwood.
Yeah.
Brisbane
ruled.
They crap the bed, Brisbane.
absolutely just blow this awesome lead. But that actually just snuck under. That was 79-78.
I feel like though,
but I think it was also they had 9 goals 10 by the end of the third quarter. Their big problem is they didn't do anything in the fourth, and away they went. And they blew that game. And so I guess that's the sort of thing where you look at this and go, right, if that's the sort of Sydney approach, I feel like they would be pushing away much quicker than Collingwood could, because Collingwood couldn't score it all season. So that's the one sort of MCG game this year as well. There was also the 60-82 game where they beat Melbourne.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
That was like around Easter.
That was April.
That was when they sort of charged him back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last week, 85-95 against the Cats, which feels like it could be much more what this sort of falls into, like on either side.
And the Swans have gone 118, 77, 102 in their 3 games at the G this year.
Not bad.
Yeah, okay. We're going over.
We're going over, boys.
We're all agreeing on that one. We're
Lock it in, Eddie. Not us being on Footy Classified, that's for sure.
You can't offer us whatever amount of money you have.
You're twisting my arm. I'm still saying
you
no.
can twist my arm.
He's like, I'll put another 0 on a gym. I still say no. He's like, well, that's $10. And I'm like, all right, 2 more zeros. He's like, 100? I'm like, nah, just keep going up.
Yeah. Couple of comments there. Boston Ares, Swans 15 plus, Jake Lloyd Norm. That'd just be really rubbing it into my face for saying drop in.
Yeah.
Then rolled in Swans into broadsiding to win the Cox Plate, chuck in Penrith of the NRL. Fair.
I don't know about the Cox Plate one, but you
broadsiding,
know
if he wins on Saturday, we'll be favourite for the Cox Plate.
That's a good
Jake Lloyd wins the Norm Smith, I'll freak out. Heen man for Norm. What time will I be back home if the Swans win? I've told my partner, don't expect me home Saturday night.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Party animal over
here.
here.
Worried about the other family that you've got going or not?
No.
Okay. What about your other girlfriend? Does she know about her or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Party time. Nice one. Settle down there, Alex Diddy Donnelly. There we go.
Lucky this is live.
Give us some head-to-head action
She's
here.
not watching.
I was joking.
Speaking of Diddy, head-to-head action. Let's do it.
How is this man still in the air? All right, head-to-head, we've got Brisbane obviously won the last meeting and the only meeting this season, 79-77. Probably one of the games of the season. It was a really, really fun game.
Need to break that game down a little bit more too.
Yeah, we can do that. Lions have won the last 3 meetings by an average of 14 points. As we just talked about, Brisbane not finishing well, but Sydney, they don't obviously start well, which we've talked about all season. Brisbane have won the first quarter in 14 of their last 15 matches.
Whoa.
And Sydney's opponent has been the first to 3 goals in 12 of their last 14. They've also only won...
Last week, that was 12 of 13. On the way back!
They're on the way back in Sydney with the first quarters. Sydney as well, they've only won the first quarter in 10 of their last 25. So
10 times this year.
So that's the only thing I'm worried about for Sydney. If Brisbane get off to a really hot start and then they have a really good third quarter, then they might have a bit of a lead.
Brisbane did get off to the hot start this year. It was like 5 goals to 1 at quarter
Sydney
time.
quarter back again.
But I think the Swans had kicked like 1 goal 5 or something. It was just, ugh.
And then Brisbane actually, I didn't also
1 goal
mention,
3.
have won 5 of the last 6 against the Swans, which surprised me a little bit.
5 of the last 6
Yeah, but and it's weird. The Swans and Brisbane for the last, apart from the grand final, have only played each other like once a year. So you had that. So last year when
I'm surprised they only played
it was
once
in the
a year.
middle of the year, Brisbane were flying and the Swans were like trying to figure out what everything was. It was in that. Remember when Carlton and Sydney were terrible in the middle of last year? Same point. The year before, it was at like round 4. It was one of the best games of the year. Chucky Cameron took it. It was Chucky
that was
against
awesome.
Buddy.
Buddy was
great.
awesome that game.
And I think the one before that was COVID when it was like Logan McDonald and Errol's debut and they both kicked a bunch of goals.
Nice.
Cool.
Couple of questions there.
Yeah.
Bazano.
We've got some good questions, actually.
Grundy, Norm Smith with no big O. It's a big question.
He has the chance.
does.
He has the chance.
And Burnson boy, can Lions win without first ruckman?
I know
That's
we're
one
all
of the
talking
biggest
up
things.
Grundy. Darcy Fort is genuinely he's not going to be that good around the ground, but he's a good ruckman.
But that's
like
where,
he's better than a lot of second ruckmen.
But that's
for
where
other
Grundy's
teams.
going to get him is around the ground.
Possibly, but I genuinely think Darcy Fort will actually have a good game here.
So Boston Airs ask, given both teams don't play at the MCG, is it a neutral ground? Well,
Yes.
quite technically, yes.
Well, it is. It's 100% a neutral ground.
Exactly how it works.
Yep.
Which team has to work harder to get the crowd going? Probably
Brisbane. Brisbane.
But hey, we've actually got some more MCG stats. Stats, man.
We do, yes. So, as Alex and I have talked about, I think on the other shows, both 2-1 this year at the MCG. You got the Swans who beat the Pies and the Hawks, but lost to the Tigers at the MCG this year, which that was just an outlier. I'm honestly just going to forget about that game because how the hell did they lose to the Tigers?
Round 5.
That is wild that the first team lost to the last team. The Lions, their 2 wins were against the D's and the Cats. Obviously, the Cats, the prelim last week at the MCG, but then they also lost to the Pies in that big choke. So that was a little bit of a worry. Looking at the actual...
Did they get belted by Hawthorn or was that at the Dome?
No, that was in... They always play in Launceston, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was at...
Maybe double check that one.
I'll check.
But last 4 seasons, Swans are 6-8 at the G. Lions 3-7. Then the dreaded stat for the Lions. Last 10 seasons, Swans are 15-14, got a positive record. They're like, oh, we'll take that. Lions 3-16, which we've talked about all year. But the last 3 wins have come since 2020. All those 3 wins have come since 2020. So they've turned it around a bit.
2 of them have been against the Demons.
Yes. But their recent record isn't as bad.
But recent form.
Recent form isn't too bad. So
Thank you, Joel Duncan.
Was it Marvel?
Marvel, there we go, yeah.
Swans will be loud AF. I think that's exactly right.
Yeah, and Adams misses out. I'm loving it as a Collingwood supporter, says Manny. I mean...
That's just mean.
It feels mean, but like, I did say 12 months ago, I was like, I don't think he fits in the Swans lineup, and it...
Well, he's not even been named as an emergency
actually,
because
we're
we
going to get
now
into the
have
teams. Yes.
grand final teams.
Let's go.
Teams. Sydney, with some of the finest words in footy, no changes.
That's what you want going into a grand final.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you've won
It's been one change from the 3 finals, which is Callum
Good
Mills.
stats from, thank you very much,
So-
Boston Airs.
One of my absolute totems when it comes to any sport, when I'm talking about NFL, NBA, AFL,
I know what this is going to be.
is obviously continuity.
Yep.
That's all it is. Continuity is king when it comes to team sports of this sort of nature. And Sydney have it. Brisbane, losing Big O, he's out. In comes Darcy Ford. That's their only change.
It's because it's the ruckman, it is a worry. Like,
But you look back at how many teams have won grand finals without good ruckman.
No, but it is their ruckman who has been one of their key
He's
points.
been good, yeah.
When you look at their clearance stats with Oscar McInerney in the ruck compared to Joe, compared to Darcy Fort, the stats drop off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
If it was like just the first person came out, if it was like a Callum Archie or a Zach Bailey, be like, oh yeah, can replace him.
Yep.
But it's your ruckman. Like if the Swans are without Brody Grundy, be like, Lions win.
You also can't discount how much of a fun Gumby he is.
Well,
He's such a weird unit.
He is.
I love him. He's all elbows and just these huge, big, long
Frankenstein
arms.
esque.
And he had an
weird
awesome
box head.
game against the Swans earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Like he was fantastic.
He was really good.
It is
King
tough.
goals, didn't he?
22 touches and 27 hitouts.
So,
Yeah. That's awesome.
let's talk it out.
Yeah.
Sydney Swans, Dane Rampy, Tom McCartan, Nick Blakey.
Love it.
Jake Lloyd, Harry Cunningham, Lewis, the Pelican,
Melican.
He definitely can.
James Jordan, who does he go to?
Dane Zorko.
Yeah, I think he has to go to Dane Zorko.
Chad Chunley-Warner,
Yep.
Ollie Florin.
Love it.
Luke Parker, soon to be North Melbourne Kangaroos. Luke Parker.
Hopefully, but I don't know about that.
Logan McDonald at centre half forward. Whoa, Errol on that forward half flank he's been doing.
Forward half flank.
No, I think I know what they're doing here. Yeah.
Tom Papley, forward pocket. Amari Pate,
Amari
full
Pate.
forward, and Will Hayward in the other pocket.
Yep.
The followers. Brody Grundy, Heenman, Isaac Heaney, and our good mate,
Yes.
Cheeks, James Roybottom.
Cheeks.
Love Cheeks.
The interchange bench at the moment of your 5. No, when will they announce the actual...
It'll be Robbie Fox.
Yeah, I think if they go on no
So
changes,
your
Robbie Fox will be the
sub
sub.
is who's named on the bench.
Let me have a look
obviously.
at the app. It might
That'd be
actually
the-
say that.
No, that you don't have to name the sub till an hour
Till
before
you-
the
Alright,
game.
Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
Matt Roberts, Braden Campbell, Justin McInerney, not to be confused with Oscar. I've hated that all week. I'm like,
Why? 'Cause
what's
there's-
happened to Justin?
Oh, there's another-
Oh, God. I was like, no, wait, no.
This is
I'll
Juzzy.
get it every time. Hayden McLean. Is your McLean showing? He better on Saturday. And Robbie Fox.
Yep.
Emergencies, not named. Taylor Adams. Didn't even make the plane ride. Jeez. Tough.
I didn't
Wonder
even
if
get named. That's a bit.
They didn't
stiff.
name him emergency
I
last
know,
week.
that's a bit
Horses
stiff.
literally just shoved him off a boat in the middle of the harbour.
North Melbourne can get him next year, stats guy.
Oh, we're just getting everyone.
There's sharks in the harbour. Anyway,
Lols
row
cow,
bottom
yeah.
for 15 tackles says Lols cow.
I'm on
Honestly,
board.
what you can actually bet on that
He
on
named.
TopSport.
He had 12 tackles last week.
let's
I
have a
think.
quick
Love that. I'd personally love to see Luke Parker for Norm Smith says Lols cow as well.
Yeah.
Lions are going to be reacting to the Swans more often in ruck contests rather than following their own plans. It's a very good point
Yeah.
from did the Swans win.
So it allows the Swans to have the setup advantage.
100%. They know what they're doing.
Row bottom random one for Lols Cal, $2.70 with TopSport for most tackles.
That's a great bet.
I feel like that's a great bet.
Lock it in, Eddie. Bet not us being on Footy Classified. We refuse all advances. Channel 7, however, if you want to kick the tyres on what we
Fox
do.
Footy as well, you know.
Yeah, just saying.
Anyway.
Brisbane Lions.
SPN.
Let's do the Brisbane Lions. Line up. Lion up.
Yeah, we get it. Hurry up.
Boys, come along with me here. It's a journey. It's a journey that we're putting on with the AFL Today show.
Oh, well, I don't mind that comment.
Xavier points out, I still think Cripps is going to get 3 votes for this game.
That's a great call.
Yeah, somehow he's going to win the Norm Smith. And he's not.
He's going to win the Norm Smith. He's going to win, best on ground.
All right, let's do this Lions.
Yeah.
Lion up. Down back. Zorko named in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Next to Harris Andrews, next to Connor McKenna.
Yep.
Darcy Wilmer, Jack Payne. He likes planes. And Ryan Lester on
Can we talk about Connor McKenna? He was the sub last week.
He was
so
the
he's
sub
named
last
on
week.
field. There we
so
go.
Logan Morris is probably the sub.
Logan
I
Morris,
was just surprised, yeah.
Ainsworth bumps.
There you go.
So Wilmot, Payne and Lester on that halfback line.
Yep.
In the centre line, Jasper Fletcher, Will Ashcroft and Huge McCluggage.
I think I know where Jordan's going.
Half forward, Cam Rayner, Joe Danny, love you, Joe Duckets, and Jared Barry. Full forward line, Chucky Cameron, Eric the Hippie Hoopwood, and Zach Bailey. Followers, you've got Darcy Fort there, Josh Dunkley and Lockie Neal, 2-time Brownlow medalist. I'm so happy we didn't get Lockie 3 times.
Yeah.
You have to start calling him Lockie as opposed to Lockie.
Okay.
Interchange bench, Kai Lohman, the man with the greatest hair. This is a bit of a hair off this game too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nice hair in this
Callum Archie, Logan Morris, Brandon Starcevich, he's a weapon, and Noah Answorth.
That is I know, I'm just comparing both benches. Obviously, you can compare the whole team. That is a very good bench for the game that they played last week. Lohman and Callum Archie were probably in their best last week, and they're starting on their bench. So,
Well, I mean, the Swans is no shirkers either with Matt
No,
Roberts, McInerney, and Hayden McLean.
no, but they're not. Anyway, I think
None of them are stars.
I think
they're on the bench.
No, I think
pretty
the Brisbane interchange is a bit stronger. That's
So
all I'm
Fort goes in, Big O out. That's the only change.
Yeah.
The umpires, Nick Foote, Matt Stevich, Simon Meredith.
Stevich.
What did I say? Stevich. Craig Fleer. Sure.
Are we reading out umpires now?
Well, you got to give them credit. They got picked.
No one cares though.
Don't have to give anyone credit. Don't have to do it.
I'm trying to get Matt Stevic on side because still not over 2016.
Yeah, he was in 2016, wasn't he?
Righto. Boston Airs. Where do we stand on coaches going down to the sideline? I'm not a fan. Will we see Fagan come down? Does Horse go down?
Fagan will be down there as he has been all
Horse
season.
doesn't want to ruin the.
Longmire will be in the
juju.
coaches. Longmire will be in the coaches box beating up Dean Cox. Like he just beats him up all game.
Give him the old whapang.
Yeah.
I think it's stupid.
The what coaching on the ground?
Yep.
I don't mind it because you don't have to like relay messages all the time. Did you say a basketball coach? Imagine if they had to stand in like the thing all the time.
A basketball coach can see what's happening because it's over there.
Because
Yeah,
it's
I
like
know,
literally
but
meeting Jim away.
Oh, you're saying for
if
the
you're on the
view.
footy ground, it's like, who had that?
True.
I don't know. What's going on over there?
That's a fair call.
What did he just do? It's like, you don't know what's happening. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like this, Lols Cow. How did you convince Justin Lepage to host? Exactly. I said that at the start. I'm Justin Lepage.
Oh, Zane's
Mixed with
got
Daniel
a few
Merritt.
questions as
Here
well.
we go. All right, lads. Give me your thoughts. Expected crowd attendance.
99,372.
98,700 stats, boy.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Like 99,372.
You know prices right.
99,400.
Let's get it,
yeah,
boy.
yeah. And then what's the other ones? Who wins
Who
by
wins
how
by
much?
how
Oh,
much?
we'll get into that.
Norm Smith, how
Yeah.
much? If Swans lose, Horses 4-1 and 1 and 4.
1 and
1 and 4. Yeah,
it's
is that a concern?
5, isn't
1
it?
and 5.
1 and 5, I think. Yeah, that
Is
is
this
a concern.
It will be.
100%.
Yeah,
And
talk
people
about
should be
Yes,
talking
Xavier,
about
it's a concern.
Braden Spooner, Archie, 4 goals. Jeez.
He did
Prices
well
on
last
that would
week.
be pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Let him play. Time for coaching is done. I like that. The Swans have Horse in the box and Leon in the ground. That's a
Yeah.
great call.
Yeah, they do. And Callum Mills will be
Actually, I'm
down
going
there
100. I've changed
Where
my
did
mind.
Stewie Dew hang out?
Box.
Actually, I don't mind this then if Fags goes down. Not bad.
Sorry, Alex.
Sorry, Alex.
Lols Cow, you can't get it any more in the MCG. It's 100,024.
101,399.
Yeah. So unless they really rack up the standing room only in the bars at the MCC.
So,
Gonna
with
talk a
all
bit
this
more?
all this in mind, with those teams named,
Yep.
with the setups laid out, let's have a look at some player stats because this leads into some of our best bets and our key three, the 3 players that we're looking at for each team.
Yep.
But Stats Boy, give us some more stats.
Yeah, I'll go the Lions ones and I'll let Alex talk about the Sydney
Sure.
ones because he's very keen to talk about Logan McDonald. We've got Charlie Cameron has got 11 goals across his last 5 games, been always pretty consistent with the amount of goals he kicks. Kicked 1 goal against the Swans last meeting, though, and has gone goalless 5 times in 10 games against the Swans. Alex was very keen to find that one out. They who usually plays on him?
Harry Cunningham.
Harry Cunningham
the
every
best
time.
small defender in the comp.
Yeah, so Harry Cunningham has done a great job on him over the years.
And Chucky at the MCG hasn't got
struggles a bit as well.
Greatest one either.
Usually we're doing stats to talk him up, but this one I'd be saying stay away from the betting because Cunningham absolutely destroys him.
Because and we said it about Willie Rioli last week, and we said it about Brent Daniels in the qualifying final. Like Cunningham is just in great form at the moment.
Yep.
In 24 games of the MCG, Chucky Cameron has 33 total goals. So
that's not great for his usual high standards.
And the one goal that Chucky kicked against Brisbane, against the Swans earlier this year, Cunningham was on the bench at the time.
There you go. Yeah, a bit more positive for the Lions. Joe Danaher, before last game, he went into the ruck. So I'm taking out last game. He kicked 24 goals in 9 games before last game. So that's an awesome record.
There's a man who loves the MCG as well, Joey Duckett.
He loves the MCG, which we can touch on. He also kicked 3 goals, 3 last time against Sydney. That's the full Joe experience.
We got full Joe because it was all first quarter. He snapped one around the corner.
3 crap.
And then he tried some stupid banana that missed. It was great. It was great
full
watching
Joe.
full Joe.
So I reckon full Joe on the weekend is a bit more safer to back than Charlie Cameron.
Yep.
And then we've got some goal kickers from the Swans.
So if you have a look at Logan McDonald, he's got 3+ in his last 3 games at the MCG, but it's 2+ in his last 4.
Are you concerned about his weird big dumb head?
And his ankle. And his ankle.
Yeah.
No.
What about
his
weird just look on his face? He always looks like he's frowning. He's just got one
He
of
does
those,
look a bit sad.
He's got some of those eyebrows where you're just like, are you angry? He's like Uncle Leo.
He's from Western
Uncle Leo.
Uncle Leo from bloody Seinfeld.
Yeah.
He's like, why is he frowning? Stop frowning at me! Logan, I didn't do anything.
He's from Western Australia and he's finally got picked for a grand final.
Yeah, so he should be happy.
Dropped 2
Maybe
years
he's going to
ago.
be smiling all game. Who knows?
Yeah, Papley has kicked 9 goals across the last 4 games, but didn't score against Brisbane. That's because his ankle landed in the river in the second quarter.
I forgot about that actually. Yeah.
So that didn't help. You have a look at Errol Goulden, 23 disposals and 2 goals against Brisbane.
Did you just call them disposals?
Disposals, yeah.
I'm actually kind of here for that.
Disposals.
That's like what Errol Goulden gets when he kicks with his left. That's a disposal.
That's it. He just
bang! Off he goes.
Yeah. Had 27-1 against the Lions earlier this year, but has kicked multiple goals every other game against Brisbane, so he's flying. The Lizard, 20+ in 5 of his last 6 at the MCG.
He loves the open space, the MCG.
Yeah, he does.
As opposed to the tiny confines of the SCG, which is substantially smaller than the MCG, I've heard.
Power Prawn Star's on, by the way, in the comments. We love a bit of Power Prawn Star. Uncle Leo.
Lay off my Maccas.
Heaney's averaging 27 and 2 in his last 4 games, but has 19, 18, and 13 in his last 3 against the Lions. Had 19 against them at the Gabba.
I'm a little bit worried about him getting tagged.
He was in his he was out of all of his He-Man powers in the middle of the year.
Was it Dunkley that went to him last time?
I can't remember. I think so. Him or Barry.
Barry, I think they sort of rotated because they're a good matchup.
And then the year before, he was in the forward line, and then before that, that SCG game was the forward line as well.
Charles Duncan in the comments.
We've got Power Prawn Star saying, "G'day legends, well done the Swannies. Glad Brizzy made it. They're my 3rd team behind Port and Brizzy."
How does he have a 3rd team?
So he's
I like
Brizzy's
his support
his 2nd team, and then the Swans are his 3rd team. Sure. He just talk about Vic Byers. Did the Swans win? Now that Cheeks has his first Brownlow votes, next year is Harry Cunningham's turn.
Yeah, I think Harry Cunningham's like up to 3rd or 4th all time in most games without a Brownlow vote. Which fair, as if a small defender's going to get a vote.
But they should. That was my point on the Wednesday.
He also sucks. I don't know what to tell you.
But also, good on Cheeks for getting votes.
Turbocharged Golden Retriever says it's his focus face about Logan McDonald.
Focus face.
Uncle Leo for Power Prawn Star. Hey, lay off my Maccas, says Lols Cow. Sydney, best team in 150 years, unstoppable, the greatest to lose to Lions by 5. Oh, geez.
That's exactly my
brutal. Dunkley goes to Heaney 100%, says Ash Hutchinson.
I think he might rotate a little bit with Berry, but mainly Dunkley.
It'll be interesting to see.
Points out that he was on Freo. Sorry.
Yeah, cool.
Nice one. Any other stats?
Yeah, we've got some other stats. Going away from Brisbane, you got Dane Zorko, who's had 25+ in 8 of his last 9 games. As Alex has mentioned all week, he might get a tag from, who do we think? James Jordan, probably?
Jordan or Errol, because Errol could try to make him more accountable in that forward line. Because I think he had a bunch of the footy in the first quarter last time, and then they really slowed him down.
Yeah, so he had 29.
They didn't run a tag last time.
Yeah, last time he had 29 disposals. He did get tagged against GWS, but still kicked 2 goals and had a lot of touches in the second half. So it'd be interesting to see if he gets tagged early. Then they go, we don't have to tag him as much, and then he gets off the chain a bit. I still think he can have maybe like 20+, but 25 is probably a bit too much. Then Will Ashcroft, we love talking about him. He's beautiful hair. He's had 20+ disposals in each of the last 6 games. He's probably that really consistent one that you can back for a bet, which we'll get on into our same game multi.
Very nice stats, man.
Very nice.
Well done.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
Cheers. I'm off. That's just a great part of the show.
See you, stats guy.
And you're done. Right. With this said, so
Yes.
you've just laid out a bunch of stats.
Just the big names, yeah.
Who are the 3 key players for each team?
Yep.
Well, how about we hit on some? We're fanging through these comments. Dunkley goes to Heaney 100%. Frio Sols says Power Prawn Star.
Yep.
Out of playing the Cats and Granny and the Lions, I wouldn't be quite as upset with a Lions win. Fagan is amazing. I like that.
Yeah.
Power Prawn Star says, I feel about Victoria like a Texan feels about Mexico. Jeez.
I don't want to delve into that.
Let's build the wall. Let's do it. Build that wall. Lygon Street is still pretty grouse, though. Yeah, it used to be better.
No, it's still good.
Dunkley to Heens only works outside the Swans 50. Heaney would have a field day in the forward 50.
We've
Fagan?
seen,
I agree with
we've
that.
seen
I
through
agree
the
with that.
finals, Heaney keeps getting that mismatch in the forward 50, and it's just kick it to him. He's going to
He's going to take a great grab, yeah.
Turbocharged Golden Retriever says, Jim has the most beautiful hair, beard. You get my point.
Wow, what? He's getting the love.
We found your mum's YouTube account.
yeah.
Checks out. Thanks, Mum. What's going to be this move similar to Parker matching up with Aaliyah, matching up with Aaliyah?
Well, that's what you said,
I
Alex.
will talk about it in my
3 key players. All right.
Okay.
Yep.
Mine is going to be straight up the guts. The midfields. This is literally whoever wins this midfield battle, I think, wins the game.
Yep.
Sydney, Errol, Haynes,
Oh, you're just going
Chad
all
Chandler
midfield.
Water.
He's just going
I don't-
straight. He's just going straight midfield.
Honestly, don't mind that. Yeah.
And then, who are the 3 most important for Brizzy? Neil, Dunkley, Ashcroft. Because McCluggage and Zorko, you can sort of play them a little bit wider. But it's literally if Ashcroft gets off the chain, if Dunkley goes to somebody else for the Swans and just goes, right, grand final, negating role. Check this out. I'm Josh Dunkley. Check out my powers in the MCG. This is sick. That could be very, very important. If Lachie Neale actually steps up and does anything, as opposed to some of the other finals he's been in,
He was good on the weekend.
he was awesome.
It was
last
great.
week.
30.
Where was that
12
game played?
clearances, Yeah.
MCG.
At the G, yeah.
Check it out.
Yep. So you're saying whoever wins the clearance battle or the
Clearances,
disposals? Yeah.
Disposals,
Yeah.
basically whoever of these 3 group, or this one group of
This
right,
is like
3
the
players.
number 2
whoever
and
has
3
the
ranked
biggest,
teams in scores from clearance this
exactly,
year.
Yeah, yeah.
the biggest impact out of these ones, they
All right.
win the game.
I like that.
And for Sydney, the same thing goes for Errol, goes for Heaney, goes for Chundley.
Yeah.
Right? If they can make the biggest impact, if they can hit the scoreboard, we know that Errol, Heaney, and Chundley can kick goals more so than Neil, Dunkley, and Ashcroft.
Yep.
They can,
But-
though. Yeah, Neil's had a couple of 2+.
You've also got a Brisbane Lions forward line that now has like these ascendant small forwards who are kicking goals like it's running out
Yeah,
of fashion.
RG
So-
stepped up. Yep.
So I think there we go. What do we got? J-Mac, Heaney, and Paps, most important for mine.
For yours.
Barry to Heaney is heading to forward 50. All right.
Yeah.
Does Jim have sideburns? I've got a beard. It's
Yeah.
all connected.
I think it's all
Okay.
connected. It's all there.
McCluggage first goal and Norm.
Oh, I don't mind that
from
yeah.
Ash.
I've got
I'll talk about him
lots
later.
about McCluggage, yeah.
McCluggage to get 2 goals in a row, take it to the bank. Ooh-wee. I like that one too. Write that down so we can have it at home.
I've actually got that as one of my best bets later.
There you go. He's
Cool.
already on top of it. All right. So mine is just literally the midfield battle. It's the clearances. It's the disposals. It's whoever has the biggest sort of say
I like that.
in the game. Just literally those 6 players. Sign me up. Whoever wins out of those 3-on-3, they win that game.
Nice.
That's why it's important. That's why they're key. I think we've seen Brisbane and Sydney have their forward line struggles, win it from the midfield.
Yep.
Alex.
Firstly, Brodie Grundy for the Swans. This is a big opportunity for him after losing the grand final in 2018, obviously missing out with Collingwood when they made the charge of the prelim, getting traded, going to Melbourne, seeing Collingwood win the flag, missing
Big
the finals for
storyline,
the Ds.
yeah.
So this is like the ultimate revenge on everyone game, and he's got a lesser ruckman up against him. This is his chance to dominate. If he plays a game like he did against Geelong or Carlton in the middle of the year, the Swans will dead set just win the game.
Yep.
Luke Parker. He will play the negating role on Harris Andrews. He will be
Ooh.
this year's Billy Frampton.
Oh, okay.
He's also
full name, Billy Effin Frank.
Billy Effin Frampton.
Grand finalist, premiership player.
But you're also looking at Parker, who can be someone that can kick goals and is very dangerous, unlike Billy Frampton, who's just the ultimate big Gumby.
Yep.
Harry Cunningham is the third, second week in a row for him. Shuts down Chucky Cameron. Keep him to 0 goals. You are more than likely going to win this game of footy just because of how dangerous he is. If you can keep him to less than 10 touches, job done.
Nice.
For the Lions, it's Josh Dunkley stopping Isaac Heaney. I'll talk about Heaney's record with possessions later on, but Heaney has, like, when Heaney plays well, the Swans
I've got a thing exactly
generally
like
win.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Cam Rayner, he's had his season just that he's blossomed into that number 1 draft pick everyone thought he could be.
Dominating, yeah.
He was.
Well, he was the number one draft pick.
He wasn't playing like
that. He's finally turned into that player, getting those 15s and 20s and kicking a couple of goals.
His
expectations?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. And then Calamar Chi, because I reckon he's going to try and play a negating role on the Lizard. Because if you let the Lizard just run mad loose at the MCG, look out.
Yeah, be like one of those frill neck lizards in the outback.
Yeah.
Just going and like chasing after you. Like, you're like, I'm in a ute.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. Come on. Stats boy.
Yeah, exactly that. I'm going Nick Blakey. I think the Lizard is just going to run right on the MCG. When the Swans play well out of defence, it's starting with him, and I think he's a big part of the team. I know he's had like different honours and things like that, but he's underrated. I think next one, a bit of a left field one, Joel Amati. When he plays well, the Swans can kick a massive score. If he kicks a couple of goals, that adds to their midfield amount of goals they can get.
He's in form.
And he's in form. So I'm happy to put him in there as just a key player. They need him to play well to win. I think the other one is Isaac Heaney. He had 19 disposals last time he played Brisbane and no goal. And when
How many? 19!
19, not 20. So when he doesn't have 20 disposals and a goal, the Swans are 2-4.
Oof.
So he needs to tick off that 20 disposals and a goal for them to win. With recent records. So that's my Swans one. And you have to put Heaney in there. I think every time the Swans have won convincingly, Heaney's just had an awesome game. He doesn't have to have a 30 and 2 goal, but I think he has to have around that 20 and a goal just to have that solid game, even if he's getting tagged. So that's a really important play there. For Brisbane, I'm going Hugh McCluggage. He's absolutely awesome. Dominated in the grand final last year. Just think he's going to have an awesome game, especially if Neil gets tagged. Then I'm going Cam Rayner. Just can change a game off his own boot. Some of the goals he kicked last week were unbelievable. And finally, I'm going Joey Duckets. Joey Danaher. Full Joey. When he's on, as he showed against GWS, he can kick clutch goals. He can do a bit of everything. He's probably the forward you want in your team. He can go a bit wayward, but he can do a bit of everything, Joe. So he has to be my one for Brisbane.
So there's some comments that we've missed that have flown under the screen. Did the Swans win? Slightly different. McCartan, Juzzy and Brody. AFL Marbles, Kai Lohman first goal. Power Prawn Stars looking for 25 and 2 for Heaney. Joel Duncan is just trying to distract the stats boy. Hi, stats boy.
He is distracting me well.
Lols Cow, Parker could be an amazing utility, taking intercept grabs, getting forward to kick goals. And now back to the screen. Power Prawn Star, Heaney, 25 and 2. That's $4.33 with our friends at TopSport. Leo loves the revenge call. You can't stop Chucky, says the turbocharged golden retriever. And is Brisbane's set shot accuracy a worry?
Yeah, always a worry.
It is a worry, but the last couple of weeks they've improved a little bit, yeah.
So I like that you're saying they've improved a little bit.
Like they've been since the second half of
they went 14 and 11 last week, 15 and 15.
Like 50% you will take
14 and 15 against Carlton.
I would take 50% or more.
11 and 21 in round 24 against the Bombers. 11 and 21 is ridiculous. 11 and 12 in the game they lose by a point to the Pies. 8 and 16 in that horrible game that they lost to GWS.
So Brisbane this year have kicked 347.
Oof.
Oh, okay. So
that's not including all their out in the fulls as well.
Yeah, Joey Danaher,
Joey Duckets have kicked 1 millionty on the full.
Compared to the Swans of 355, 295.
Nice. Yep. So that's substantially more accurate. You can't stop my boy Heaney, says Power Prawn Star. Met him at the Cup, took some pictures, great bloke. Naturally, I consider him my best friend forever now.
Yep, fair.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I understand. I agree.
I'm best mates with Kuda because I met him once. It was great.
We're best mates with Cheeks.
Yep.
No, he's best mates with us.
Yeah, not
I wasn't even there.
I
wasn't there.
He loved us.
Yeah.
He's like, hang on a second, these guys are my best friends. This is awesome. Ned Moyle and I, we're just going to go cause havoc in Vegas at some point. Stats guy is obsessed with McCluggage. Bit concerning now, says Leo.
Because he's an absolute beast. Yeah, you've asked me who's Nom Smith, and I've said
and
that
look what happened
videos.
to the Swans that came off a Supercoast prelim in 2022. This year, Brisbane has 2 of those games this final series already.
I was going to touch on that when we get to like our tips and sort of talk that all out.
Yep. Sounds good.
Let's do a big question.
Yep.
We always have a few big questions.
For both teams.
Yep.
You see how neat that is? Because there's 2 teams.
Two
teams in the grand final. So we'll do a big question for each.
I like it.
Why not? Can the Lions win on the G again?
I mean, sure.
In a final.
Yes.
Without the Big O.
That's my worry for them. Like,
I think he's a decent out, but I don't think he's everyone's taking it too far. I think he's Darcy Vaught's a decent ruckman.
You just don't understand what it's like to be tall, stats
The
guy.
game is not. I used to be a ruckman for a very, very long time ago, but I used to.
Hit us up in the comments if you think stats guy was ever a ruckman.
I definitely was. I can show
Karen,
some
if you're
footage
watching,
of it.
please send us photos.
But
yeah, it's because they like kept him in like second grade.
Yeah,
for,
so
like,
that's because I was this height. I was this
4
height.
years. He kept getting held back in grade 1.
They kept stats guy in. They had the height and weight class instead of age groups.
Yeah. Anyway, all I'm saying is I think we're getting too
He was 14
sucked
and playing
into the
ruckman.
in
against
Auskick.
Auskick, yeah, I'll dominate the Auskick. I'm just saying we're
Still couldn't get
too
a kick.
Mum, the
concentrating on
big
the
boy
rucks.
hurt me again.
Anyway, that's all I'm saying.
He had a beard.
Yeah, anyway, I was probably rucking.
Use those big old monkey arms of his to get those tap outs over these tiny little creppies.
Joel Duncan gets it.
Stats guy, ruck versus underrates, yeah. If Swans wing and Alex runs into surprisingly tall Lockie McCurdy, how long do they hug for and whose arms go over the shoulder?
Oh, his arms go over my shoulders. He's the tall one.
No, I think you drag him in closer though. You definitely smell him first.
Just get in here.
I played ruck on 5'10", says Power
There you go,
Pornstar.
yeah.
Car McGeesler just got here. Did Statsman take a pillow out
Oh,
from
this
under his seat?
is just great. Can I have a go at people in the comments?
He's getting short.
Thanks
over
for
a second.
commenting, though. Thanks
All
for
right,
commenting.
can they win it without Big O? That's the big
You didn't let
sort
me
of-
answer the question.
I know, this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is
You
the big
said-
sort of...
You said yes.
Yeah, but then you kept interrupting.
Yeah, it was funny.
I'm saying yes
Yeah, it's
because
because you compared Big Oscar McInerney to yourself. Like I feel like that's you setting his, like that's a self.
I didn't. He
that's
said
a self oop and then you clanking
no,
it off
that
the
is
front
not
of
what
the rim.
happened. Let's go to the tape. You literally said you wouldn't know how to play ruck, and I said I played ruck. That's all I said.
Who said you wouldn't know how to play ruck?
You both did.
We said you didn't. You didn't say you didn't know how to.
Anyway.
Anyway, I think it's not a worry. They've done really well at the G over the last couple of years, and they'll be fine without Big O. That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
What do you think about that?
No.
No.
I
'Cause
think
Grundy
it's
can have a
hard.
big
I
day.
think,
Yeah.
I think
fair
it's
enough.
hard again. And what
If
did
it
I
was
say?
last year and it was Ruck Jesus, Tom Hickey.
What did I say?
different.
What did I say earlier? It's the simple idea of continuity, and I think you take something as pivotal as a ruckman out, it just gets weird. I'm 5'5".
Hey, my dad's throwing me under the bus here.
Mark McAllion,
That
I
is
can
outrageous.
confirm Liam played in the ruck. Auskick 2005.
We were right. It was Auskick.
It wasn't.
Amazingly, still the same height. Incredible.
Probably.
I think the continuity gets really tough when you lose a ruckman. Darcy Fort might be okay, but Darcy Fort hasn't played like 20 games with this squad, trying to like figure it all out. And on the biggest stage, I feel like there's enough of a query there,
Maybe.
that it can be a problem.
Just lots of ruckmen, like the ruckmen of teams that have won the grand final. There's been a lot of crap ruckmen win grand finals. That's all I'm.
I'll pay that.
Yeah.
Darcy Ford has played 2 games this season. They lost both.
Leave my short king alone, says turbocharged golden retriever. The odds on Stats Guy losing this argument are getting shorter. Played ruck on AFL Evolution.
I hate that game. I would not be playing.
That's AFL 23 that you hate.
And no,
Stats
any
Guy-
of them. They're
Stats
all.
Guy telling
that is the
tall
worst,
tales.
like,
Oh, this is great.
video game ever made.
I love everyone in the comments.
Welcome
I
to the
hate-
live stream of Dump on Stats Boy.
I can't even have a go at them because they're helping us giving comments. But
All right,
deep
the
down.
big question for the Swans.
Yes.
Can this Swans forward line fire? So this was the biggest thing as we sort of went into the last week, looking at the Port backline that isn't wildly imposing, especially in terms of size. Can the Swans bigs actually step up? They did.
So I think that came down to ball movement inside 50. For the first 10 minutes, the Swans were just bombing it high and long, and Leary's like, sick.
Exactly.
And then the Swans got their run and carry game going and lowered the eyes, and the accuracy from Errol, Heaney, Chad, McInerney was brilliant. If they can do that, yes. Because it's not just about, they're going to fight. It's the delivery to them that matters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Heaney and Warner are number 1 and 3, I think, for delivery inside forward 50 that leads to a mark/score.
Harris Andrews and Jack Payne
Yep.
are a slightly different kettle of fish.
I'd be leaning towards the Sydney small forwards. Like Papley, I think he's going to have a good game. But Hardy and
Starcevic.
Logan McDonald, although, all right, they've been, you could say, in form, like 2 or 3 weeks, they're really inconsistent, both of them. So I'm a bit worried about their amount of goal kicking.
Low kicks, low kicks, low kicks.
I agree.
Low kicks, yeah.
That's
there
what
you
it's
go.
all about.
Zerk Thatcher made Marty look like
Zerk
Usain Bolt.
Thatcher made me look fast, and I was sitting
he
down.
was slow, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
I hate that Voss has come from the Port Adelaide school, and I'm like, it was like 100% Spider-Man meme of like,
Yeah.
hey, or the Leo meme of like, oi, I've seen this before.
Oi, yeah.
Every Carlton game ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, better be in front or behind halfway through 3 quarters.
Better to be in front.
22
22 of the last 23 winners of the premiership have led at 3/4
I was going
time.
to say that. Yeah, definitely in front.
Only you guys in the comment section can be mean to Stats Guy. Footy Classified come out in the marching
Yeah,
dawn.
like if Eddie Maguire comes
if
out and
Matthew
says,
Lloyd says anything about Stats Boy, he's a dead man.
Wait, what if I'm on the show? I said I'm taking it. You guys aren't there.
well, you're a traitor, and we throw you out the window.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
there for a big. I don't really want to go there,
I'll
but if there's a
kick you
big
off
cash,
I'll kick
cash
you off the
bag.
show right now. Pitchforks at the ready. Let's go.
Outstudying the stats guy. Thank you.
I'm just
Hey,
saying,
I've had about 52 stats. in
again,
this.
we know that Eddie Maguire watches this show. So, like, as long as like there's only 4 zeros in that off already, we're not there to be bought.
Yeah. If there's 5.
If there's 5,
now you're on board.
we're pushing for 6. And even then, the answer's still no.
Oh, yeah.
If it's 7, the answer is still sure.
Is Eddie paying us in dong or dollar?
What did you call
like
us?
Vietnamese dong.
Why would he be paying us in Vietnamese?
That's the joke, because like a
million,
million,
Don't try to do more jokes. Stick to slapping Stats Boy down.
Hey.
Right. Those are the big questions. Can the Swans forward line fire? They did last week. They smashed the power up. Can they do it again?
No.
That's where we reckon no.
Not the tall forwards, the small forwards.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's their midfield hitting the score.
Midfield has to hit the scoreboard, yeah.
Scoreboard, and away we go. Best bet tips. What are we vibing? So we've hit on a bunch of these.
Yep.
Since round 17, gentlemen.
Yep.
Huge McLuggage has gone under 20 disposals only twice.
Woo.
Hey, what's the correlation?
They win.
They've won all
They
those
won
games.
as well, yeah.
Apart from those last 2 with Collingwood and GWS, but smash the rest of them. 12 games, 26-3 against the Swans the last time they played.
Yeah.
He's a big game player.
Yep.
25-2 for huge McLuggage. Let's go.
Whew.
That's one of my favorite bets for this one.
Do we want to look at the odds for
Check
that?
us, get the odds up there.
I can have a
Stats
look
man.
in a sec
Do it.
if they're actually there.
I didn't want to sit here and just
We have some
quote odds,
disposal lines as well, so that's
one.
good.
The other one for me is the tried and true Chad Chunley-Warner, 25-1. Ladder it up. Well, you can actually probably start at 20-1 for Chad.
Mm-hmm.
20-2.
Be safe, yeah.
And then 25-1, and then 25-2. They're probably my favourite ones for Chad Chunley-Warner.
Yep.
Because what does he do, Alex? He breaks games apart.
Yes. So you've got his over-under at 22.5.
That's his disposals line.
Yeah, over-under.
That's perfect.
That's probably about right.
The over-under of anytime goal and over 22.5, $2.45.
Ooh, like that.
Very nice.
Because as I've sort of hit on in a short that we did, if the Swans win, I tend to feel like Heaney or Warner are going to have a really big say in it. So Warner, 25-1, 25-2, Norm Smith, I'd be like jumping on all over that. But I think you look at some of the weird ones of like Papley, 15-plus disposals, 2 goals.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's hit 15 disposals in like 7 of his last 8 matches, like final specialist as well. Off we go. Papley, you don't want to be riding his disposals that hard.
No.
But he's done it. 7 of 8. Like that's
he had
pretty gnarly.
20 disposals in the grand final 2 years ago as well.
There
We were
go.
talking
So,
about it. Yeah.
Have a look at that.
But
They're probably my favourite.
that's a
And
tough
so, like in terms of like the big goal kickers, Joey Duckett's for 3+ is probably like where I
He kicked
land.
3 last time, yeah.
And I'm steering well clear of Chucky Cameron.
Yep.
Except for one key one, which we'll get to. But Joey Duckett's is the only Brisbane forward I think I trust to kick multiples. Outside of that, if you're building multis, which we'll also get to with the same game multi, the likes of Loman, Logan Morris, Archie, Rayner, you can feel vaguely confident about those guys with the anytime goals.
Yep.
I'm just sticking clear of Chucky. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
I'm happy with that. Yep.
All right, Stats Boy, how about you?
We got some comments as well. People are backing me up. I got your back, Stats man. Thank you very much, Power Prawn Star. What else have we got there? It's clicking for the Swans right now. You'd have to be blind to not see it all coming together, says Lol's Cow. Odds of Alex standing up too fast and passing out, says Boston Airs. Is that at the game or just
That
here?
was it. No, that was at the game because remember after the qualifying final said I stood up way too many times and I
did say
dented
that.
out a stroke.
That's a good memory. Joel Duncan says there's a reason Stats Boy's in the middle. He carries this team. I really like Joel. I knew I liked Joel. He's a big
That's not
Brisbane Lions
sweet,
fan. as well.
voluptuous Joel that's part of our team, right?
No, I think it's just...
He's a Lions fan, Joel, from last time I remember.
That's right. I feel like Joel might be a short king as well, maybe.
Okay,
Oh, maybe.
Maybe a bit of short king, just like...
Short king love.
Can we? Okay, whatever. Anyway, are we going into my tips? For the
No.
No,
Is that what
I
you
just
said?
want to
Isn't
point
that
out,
what you said?
did the Swans win, just notice the Carlton scarf on the table would magically disappear. Yeah, and
Yeah.
Stats Boy forgot the lion scarf because he's a moron. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
We're coming soon to Channel 9
I
near you.
bought a Lions thing and left it in the car. But that's okay.
That really sums up your quality of work.
Oh my god! All right,
Power
leave it
Prawn
going.
Star, don't go Logan Morris. He screwed me in the elimination final.
Yeah,
multi.
me too.
Me
Me too.
He might be the sub.
Up the
anyway.
Lions, and Joel Duncan reckons he's 6'3".
6'3". Same.
Oh,
We're the
all
same.
right.
6'3".
You guys could be in the remake of Twins. That'd be awesome.
Stats guy's the Danny
Let's do it.
DeVito.
Really, Alex? Oh, jeez. I'm glad Alex is here to put a hat on a hat and explain.
I didn't even know what you were talking
explain
about.
my joke.
If I'm being honest, I didn't know what you were talking about. So there we go.
That's right, you're 20.
Oh, God. Anyway, Stats Boy, give us your best bets.
Yeah, best bets. Hugh McCluggage, 2 goals. You already touched on it,
Thank
but
you.
2+. He doesn't do it very often, but he had 3 goals, 1 against Sydney last time, so 4
One was
scoring
this
shots.
awesome weird barrel from about
That was
85
awesome,
out that
yeah.
just kept rolling. Oh my God,
dominated.
someone stop it!
And in the big games, you just go, all right, Lockie Neal, he's obviously going to get a lot of handballs, a lot of clearances. But then you go, Hugh McCluggage really, really steps up in the big games.
That sweeping roll, like just off the half-forward flank.
Yeah.
How has he got the ball again and he's launching it?
So going with the lineups, this is why I'm thinking that Jordan may go to McCluggage.
Ooh, yeah, that's actually not a bad shout, to be fair. But I still think he's probably going to go to Zorko. He also had 2 goals in last year's grand final. Really, really stepped up. Obviously, they lost. If they won, he probably would have got Norm Smith. So that's why.
I know, we were all on him.
Yeah, we were all on him, actually. That's why I'm going to be on him again, as we'll talk about later. But 2 goals there. Chad Warner's my other one, 25 plus disposals. I think he's going to step up, especially if Heaney's tagged. He had 29 in the 2022 grand final.
And 2 goals.
And 10 clearances. He was just awesome.
I love him.
So 25 plus, I think you get a really good value there for Chad Warner. And then he averages 26 disposals in his last 4 games. So I think he's going to get around that for his disposals.
Love it. And I think we've got our first ban of the YouTube comments as well.
I like the cut of their jib.
No, wait, really?
We're banning Lol's Cow because, Alex, let's do a takeover of the channel and make it a solely Swans focus.
Yeah.
We don't need Justin Lepich and that stats dude.
And we'll bring in Deebs, Mads, and Polly as well. Lols Cal. We'll just make it a complete takeover.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
That's Sydney classified.
Yeah, that's True Bloods.
Yeah, go check it out. Did the AFLW show.
All right, Alex, bets, go.
Logan McDonald, 2+ goals. He's kicked 12 in his last 4 at the MCG, $2.14.
Ooh.
Ollie Florent, 20+. He's had that in 3 of his last 4, but across the 3 games at the MCG this year, 65 possessions. His over-under's 19.5. So take the over at $1.83. Grundy, over-under is 16.5, but he's had 15+ in 19 of 24 this season. 20+ with the mismatch against Darcy Fort? Question mark.
Yeah.
Can he run it out?
I reckon he can. Heaney, 25 and 2. He's done it in all 3 games at the MCG this year. 2+ 11 times this year. Out of those 11 games, the Swans have won 9. Ooh. He's gone 25+.
Wait. You're saying that Heaney did 9-11?
20.
I knew it.
25+ 13 times. 11 wins from the 13 games. He's gone 21 when he's had 21 or more disposals. The Swans are 17 and 3.
Damn.
$4.80 for the 25 and 2.
I do like that, but are we still worried if he gets tagged? Is he going to get the 25 definitely?
I mean,
I reckon he could get 20.
They can try.
20 maybe.
Okay, well, if he gets 23, that's fine because the Swans are 17 and 3.
Yeah.
He's had 21 or more.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Those are some good ones. Yay, Deebs, Mads, and Polly.
Yeah.
Nice. Did the Swans win doesn't make a good point. So,
we need to talk about that.
So, not sure how much last time they played Sydney Info counts, considering 1, it was at the Gabba, 2, Swans had no one fit on the bench after half time.
And you also
need
to
mention
add
this when we went through the record, right? Yeah. So, they've won 4 straight against the Swans, 4 of the last 5.
5 of the last 6.
5
Even
last
better.
6.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not at the G.
No, it's a very different game.
Always going to be slightly weird.
There was no
and different.
cheeks.
Yep.
Papley went down. Rampy went down. Mills didn't play. He's not playing now. And Will Hayward was on one knee, standing in the goal square.
He hasn't done that much anyway.
That's fine.
He kicked like 40 goals.
It's also like
moron.
Whoa, okay.
It's also like a million years ago. So, yeah, I'm not really that bothered. Boston Airs asked, Jim, where's the Super Bowl style bets? Coin toss, over under on the anthem, Paddy's first song. We don't actually have.
McInerney didn't play either.
Okay.
So I think that's a big one. McInerney.
Oh, they won without McInerney, are you saying?
No. He didn't play.
Oh, Justin
McInerney.
Damn it. I thought it was
Ash Hutchinson says, I'm sticking clear of Heaney. Feel like he's going to have a quiet one. Yeah.
Maybe, for his standards. I agree with that.
I think Heaney is the one thing where he goes off or he's very quiet. There's not much in between. Simple as that. The grand final, in terms of the fun novelties, there are very few.
They'll be out probably on
those.
Saturday.
I reckon if you keep an eye out for them on Saturday. Like the national anthem length, it's the Australian national anthem.
It's Cody Simpson.
It's literally paced the same every damn time.
Yeah.
And it's just boring. And I reckon we should change it to something neat and cool.
Like Holy Grail.
It's Australia. It's Australia. It's Australia.
That actually got Homie to laugh.
It's Australia. Or, whoa, Australia, bam-a-lam, whoa, Australia, bam-a-lam, it's pretty good, bam-a-lam, whoa, Australia, bam-a-lam.
Why is that so much better?
That was actually pretty gnarly, I'm just saying.
Side note, Cheeks is $1.71 to have 10 or more tackles.
Nice.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Right. With all this in mind, let's get Fergie to do it. Oh, jeez.
Fergie, definitely not Fergie.
She'd be like, whoa, Australia, Babylon. And you're like, God damn. God damn. The AFL Today shows same game multi that we've built.
Be on TopSport, yeah.
With TopSport, you go to TopSport, you'll be able to find this. This is the cool one. Let's do it. Isaac Heaney, anytime goal scorer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kai Lohmann.
He's been very good.
Anytime goal scorer. Love me some Kai
Kicked
Lohmann.
2 the last 3 weeks, Kai. Yeah.
Logan McDonald. 2+ goals.
That's Alex's one. He's in good form.
1 Wilbert Ashcroft.
Wilbert.
Full name.
Wilbert.
20. Well, you calling him Marcus.
So's the umpires.
20+ disposals. And Chad Chundley Warner. 20+.
Yep.
It's actually, pretty...
Very simple.
Pretty chill, but good
Very
odds.
easy. This will be the most simple, chill, and easy of the same game multis that I will have this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a guarantee because mine are going to be absolute chaos. Gamble responsibly, says Joel Duncan.
Yeah.
And
Always,
compared to what I'll
always.
be doing, this is very responsible, this one.
This is a very
Hot damn.
responsible multi, but we just want to get a winner.
Of all these legs, I absolutely love the Will Ashcroft 20+ because I think by the time all the focus on Neil, on Zorko, on Dunkley, Ashcroft has had an awesome final series. We know that he's
Last
super
6
young.
weeks,
We get that, but
20+.
he's been crushing it.
Yep.
And 20+, I feel like, is wildly doable.
Absolutely.
Chad Charlie Warner, the 20+ should be his absolute low mark,
Yep.
I feel like, too. Logan, as Alex expertly pointed out, has booted plenty of goals at the MCG.
yeah.
Kai Lohmann is the ultimate goal sneak, and just all he does is
He's a live wire.
have awesome hair and kick goals.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's how he rolls.
And Heaney's just
And Haney does the same
unstoppable at the
thing.
moment. Yep.
Love it.
Cool.
Feeling confident? Feeling good?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
most confident I've found.
We've
about
missed by
multi.
one. I checked. Of all the ones we've done so far, we've literally missed by one leg in all of them, but one we just completely shat the bed.
This one's going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the one. Finish on a high.
Yep.
Lock it in, Eddie. Just not on footy classic. Just saying.
Up that
We're
order.
going got a lot of
soon as
shout-outs
well.
today.
Come on, mate. Right. Before we get to the final tips, let's do some Norm Smith and first goal scorer.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Norm Smith.
Here we go. Don't say Heaney challenge.
Shut up. That's
All right. Don't say Heaney challenge.
Didn't
Warner.
we just talk about
Warner.
Heaney possibly getting tagged?
So if Heaney gets tagged, I'd be looking at Warner because I
Okay.
think he's the game breaker, and
Dominated in the granny.
I think Heaney is the sort of dude. He's very hard to tag at the moment because he's just been that good.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Warner, though, is the one that could just shine in that spot. We see it all the time with Norm Smiths, where it's just like the other guy. And like Chad is a very awesome other guy.
Very, very awesome other guy, yeah.
I don't mind Warner, Heaney. And the other one, if you like the Lions, I absolutely love McCluggage. So I'll be dumping on McCluggage right there.
Yep.
Alex?
Heaney. He's been the best player of the finals. It's going to be Heaney.
Ooh. Yeah,
Stats boy.
that's a fair argument. I'm going Hugh McCluggage. Huge. He's just been awesome. Dominated. Would have got the Norm Smith last year if they had got over the line. Obviously, it was a really close result.
I still reckon Bob Hill would have won it, even if Brisbane won.
Oh,
don't
do you
think
reckon?
so.
They
Yeah.
very rarely give it to the other team. I think, yeah.
Yeah, but they do the voting 5 minutes before the game ends, and there was 3 goals kicked in that last 5 minutes. So
True. Anyway, I think McCluggage, especially if Neil gets tagged, he's just going to hit the scoreboard. If he kicks 2 goals and gets over 25 touches, that's an absolute lock for Norm Smith. So he's my one.
Heaney is $5.50 with TopSport.
Yep.
Chad is $7. McCluggage is 13. So it's
So
like the
Bob
best-
Hill got 15 votes last year. McCluggage didn't get one stats guy. So you
Really?
narrative of
Well,
McCluggage should
whoever's
have won.
doing the votes is a spud.
Kitty Coleman got 5.
How the hell did
was
McCluggage not get a vote?
Bobby
last
Hill
year?
15, Coleman 5, Nick Dacos 4, Tom Mitchell 3 because he did the tagging role, Jack Chris 2, and Pendlebury
I
1.
wish Kitty Coleman was playing
All
this
right,
game.
Norm Smith, though, outsiders. Are there ones that we like? Because
Joey Duckett's.
Joey Duckett's at 21.
bucks.
Brody Grundy at 26 if he can run it out.
Can we go even
and
more
actually
outside?
dominate.
Let's have a look. Kai Lohmann. So if what did he kick? 1 goal 3 last week and had a lot of the ball. If he kicked straight up, like just say kicked 2 or 3 goals, he would have been right up there for best on ground. $51. Just a bit of a live wire. Just could get off the chain.
Justin McInerney has 20 and 3,
Yeah.
Not bad.
$81,
$81.
Brandon Starcevich plays the game of his life.
and shuts down
Yeah, but they
Papley.
don't get, or they have given it to Hodge and who else was the other one? Brian Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
playing-
but also Hodge had like 30 odd
Yeah.
disposals, and
And
Brian
goals.
Lake was just
Taking-
bang!
Yeah, he has to
Jared
take.
Berry says Joel Duncan.
I don't mind Jared Berry, yeah.
So Brody's odds for the Norm, as we just hit on, what was that?
26.
26.
What would be the funniest outcome for Noel Smith? Maybe like Eric Hipwood?
No, like someone like Hayden
'Cause
McLean.
he's just
no,
seen-
someone like Hayden McLean kicking 6, just like sure.
$151. No,
The
that's not
Pelican,
going to
the
happen.
Pelican at 151. What's Rayner paying us? Ash Hutchinson. Rayner is at 19. Is actually pretty
That's good
sneaky
value
okay.
as well, yeah.
Because if he has 3 goals in that forward 50 and sort of just like
Like how he
they're
dominated last week.
important 3 goals like he did.
Yeah.
Noah Answorth has 30 and 1, says Leo. Not
That's,
bad.
I don't
Just
know
got to
about
not
that.
be the sub first.
Yeah.
But as I sort of said, like there's 6 big names that I think you can sort of circle is like the obvious ones of Heaney, Warner, and Goulden, and then the other ones are Neil, McCluggage, and Zorko.
Yep.
And they actually now make up the top 6 in the odds with TopSport. So
Nice.
because Dunkley is dropped all the way down to 21, Joey Duckets is at 21. Zorko at 16, I just don't know if he's going to have as much of an impact.
Yep.
Like he plays, we know that he's good. We know that he can have an impact. And if you're letting him
But it's
run
like
rampant,
he's just going to have a lot of cheap touch, and everyone's like, and because it's a voting panel, they're like,
the Swans are also just not going to let him run rampant.
Yeah.
Same with Lockie Neal as well. So, how about first goal scorer? I love this one.
Ooh.
Chucky Cameron. I reckon it might be the only thing he does in this game.
Just kicks the first goal and then goes,
First
I'm done.
goals
Back her up.
the
and
first
Harry
goal and away
Cunningham
we go.
just snaps.
Yeah.
Goes full
Possibly.
Turby Park on him.
The
He
cool
has got
part
the-
is you can do first goal scorer and the Norm Smith medal double
Oh my
with
God.
TopSport. Watch out.
That's cool.
Charlie Cameron, first goal. Isaac Heaney, Norm Smith, $61, gentlemen.
Where is this? I
That's
need to find
really
it.
good in the Norm Smith market.
Ooh, don't mind that. That's
really good.
That's a good combo. Chucky Cameron, Chad Warner, Norm Smith, as I just predicted, $81. Not
That's
bad.
wild. That's great.
I just feel like Chucky Cameron, like he came so close a couple of times as well. I think he's got the most first goals this season in this game.
In the last 4 seasons, he's got the most of anyone.
Yeah.
By
I
a
feel
mile.
like-
By a mile.
There's when we were riding hard on that Geelong-Brisbane game last week as well, like he and Stengel basically were just like
Yeah.
always either way, anytime I went near them, you're like, come on, come on, come on. And then Chucky ended up getting it, of course. So I reckon he'd go back-to-back. Chucky Cameron.
Okay.
Stats boy?
Yeah, I'm going Cam Rayner. I'm going Brisbane as well. He's done so 3 times this year for the first goal. Second on the ground to Charlie Cameron for first goals over the last 4 seasons, I'm pretty sure. Often takes a big early grab. You watch Brisbane games, he will play half forward or mid for probably second half, maybe the last 3 quarters. First quarter, you always see him take a big grab down in the goal square or near the pocket, and he plays a bit deeper early on. I don't know if that's like a game plan
You're
or something like
triggering
that.
Alex. It's awesome.
No, I'm just
He's like,
saying.
Harry Cunningham won't let him do that.
No, Harry
Just
Cunningham.
settle
won't do
down.
that.
Dan Rampy.
Dan
won't.
Rampy. No, I just think early he'll take a big grab and kick the first goal. Yeah.
Nice.
And
Alex?
should I check the odds for that, actually? I didn't even check.
It's a very simple story, Jim. It's a tap down from Brodie Grundy to our mate Cheeks,
Oh.
who gives a quick handball out to Heaney, who's in space, about to get tackled. Handballs off to Chad Chunley Warner, who goes bang from 55.
I could see
and
that.
I stand up and nearly pass out again. There we go.
He's going to pass out 3 times.
He's had 2 beers and it's all
Chad
over.
Warner kicks the first goal. Isaac Heaney, Norm Smith, $81.
Ooh.
So Chucky Cameron's at 11. Papley is at 11 to answer Mark McAllion's question.
Yeah, Papley
Kai
first
Lohmann,
goal. I like that.
First goal he wears, number 1 says Power Prawn Star. That's just science. I like that.
Did the Swans wins gone? Will Hayward first goal.
Don't mind
Everyone's leaning towards the smaller players.
Yeah, Kyle
Yeah,
Lohmann's
because it's like big contest.
Big contest,
pick
go
it
to the
up,
ground.
snap,
Yeah.
Kyle
Nick
Lohmann's
Dacos got
16.
it from a crap free kick last year.
Kai Lohmann's this $16 one. Chuck go. Warner in the first minute. Warner is currently
Like $15, $16.
I don't mind that
yeah,
because he's
15.
kicked
So
the
that's not
most
bad.
goals.
Will
out of
Hayward
mids.
first goal also not a
Kicked
bad
the
look.
most
at
goals
13.
outside 50 of them this year too.
Okay.
Cricket shots. Stats man, the goat. Thanks, mate. There we go.
Before we do it, we're going to finish off with the tips and the margin. Let's do the big call.
Oh, I might have forgot about that, but I will talk about it.
The big call. Joe Danaher kicks 4 goals.
Really?
MCG,
Oh,
big bounce back from last year. He just goes, whapang, check this out. Grand final, Joe.
oh.
He's feeling good. He's feeling great. 4.
Yep.
Let's go. Alex?
Same as last week. The Swans, they jump, they lead, they win. 2 weeks in a row.
Spoiler alert.
Don't,
Jeez.
they don't give Brisbane a sniff.
Ooh,
Stats boy?
I'm going the opposite there. I think the Lions jumped them in the first. As the stats have mentioned, that the Sydney just don't go well in the
It
first.
is
I
the
think
stats guy.
I think they're going to jump them in the first, get maybe like the first, I'm going to say 4 goals of the game. Harris Andrews on the other side as a player. We don't often talk about the backman. I think he's going to have a really big game, take maybe
Did you know like Jack Payne likes
6
planes?
intercept. He does like planes. Harris Andrews probably likes planes as well. Harris Andrews takes 6 intercept marks and yeah, Lions jump him and get a win.
Awesome.
Yep.
Big call. Heaney under 15 touches.
Oh, that is a huge call.
Talk about triggered.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Alex nearly punched Stats in the head.
"Ah."
It's like just hearing that.
Yeah.
Jim and Alex recycling their big calls. I didn't use Joey Duckets last week, did I?
I think you did, yeah.
But it still makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
I'm
a big
still
call,
rolling
yeah.
with
Shut
that.
up.
I'm backing him up on
Power
that.
Prawn Star says, I'm a mathlete. I love that, Alex. I'm betting it right now. What was that one?
The Chad Warner
Nice.
first goal.
Yeah,
It's
it
going to
is-
be the
that is
worst
good.
take post game. Caro Blakey couldn't win the Norm Smith with that haircut.
Yeah.
Or it's because of Lockie Neal's tattoos.
Yeah,
that Brisbane
he has
didn't win the
tattoos,
grand
so he
final.
can't do anything. Yeah.
Like it might be Lockie Neal's black eye. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Joel Duncan's, though, I like this one the most. Chad first goal. Alex passes out. Game finishes. Alex comes to find out it was the only goal.
But that's not a bad result for me because I didn't have to sit through it.
Can we multi that?
like it.
That's great.
I didn't have to sit through it. That's fine. I've got the memory.
Let's dig out the markets. Let's go.
That's
All
great.
right, and the last thing before we get to the tips and the margin, keep an eye on.
Yep.
What are we keeping an eye on? So last week, to hit on what we were keeping an eye on and what the result was, Port's midfield defensive accountability versus Goulden & Co.
There was none.
It fell apart.
Yep.
Cost them the game. Port's forwards versus Sydney's backline. Who goes where? It fell apart. Cat's speed or lack thereof. That
As soon as
Max Holmes came out. Yeah. Jezza, Ollie Henry, and Shannon Neal versus the Lions backline timber. It looked like it was going to make a bit of a difference.
Ollie Henry was great.
I was about to say
But
Holly
Shannon
Henry.
Neal just went MIA.
Yep.
Yeah, Neal wasn't great.
Neal's foot, that was okay.
Fine.
Brisbane's accuracy was all right. Loman Ashcroft and the Young Lions. Bang!
Dominated, yeah.
Nailed that one versus Holmes, Dempsey, and the Young Cats.
Holmes was really good, but yeah, definitely dominated against Dempsey.
So what are we looking at this week? Well, let's look at some of these comments before we do it. Stats guy was so triggered he grew 2 inches.
Yep.
I clipped it up, Jim, says Leo.
He's got you there.
Checks out. Probably did. Big call, Lizard, 2 goals.
Oh,
I love that.
Back.
Oh.
That'd be good fun to watch.
Had to bring the house down. Big call, leave him to play ruck again in
Yes.
2025.
Get me in the ruck. I got
Are you going to
hops.
send him to China get those weird splinch?
Is Stats Guy playing VFL?
Splints. There we go.
Stats Guy's playing VFL, the Vietnamese Football League.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
Nice.
Liver played over there.
How do we feel about Choi? Don't know.
Don't read that one. I don't know
not
what's going on there.
Longmire is a move we haven't seen. Interesting.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Stats Guy's distance from Hugh McAllion.
Yeah, Hugh McCluggage is
No, we're
not
like
going
this.
anywhere
Me-
near the
me and
MCC.
Hugh, we're
All
like
right.
this.
We are keeping an eye on this week. Katy Perry's pre-game performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are
It's a
those
big.
5 songs going to be worth $5 million?
That's a
No,
I don't
absolutely
even if
not.
they're awesome. I don't think they're worth $5 million.
AFL could just chip off a little bit of that, and we'll do a live show for them. Check it
Oh, I
out.
hate you, Phil, so much.
Phil, Lions wire to wire. Aussie Penko wins. Alex in a torture chamber of emotions.
Sips for
Yes,
his goal.
Osipenko has been a torture child of mine in horse racing.
Stats guy's already signed up with the Pakistan cricket team.
Absolutely. I'm going. Yeah, I'm traveling with them.
You can go to
Me and
Karachi
Bubba.
anytime.
All right, we're also keeping an eye on Lockie Neal's heel injury.
Yeah.
It was fine last week, but he did look really even more ginger. in
Hip would
training.
look ginger today,
Yeah,
too.
and Rayner apparently. Yeah.
Logan McDonald's
That'd be
ankle.
So, yeah.
I just put this in there because
Oh,
he
no.
obviously came off early last week, but Logan's ankle should
Yeah.
be fine.
Okay. Hipwood and Payne's general soreness.
Yeah, so they've been hobbling around at training today, but it's like, you
Grand
don't need
final.
to do much. You're not going to get any fitter.
You got
It's about-
adrenaline. You've got. They're gonna have some shots. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Wait, they're doing shots?
I meant like what are they called?
I'll be doing shots.
Yeah.
Right.
What else are we keeping an eye on?
Fort versus Grundy in the ruck.
Yeah, agreed.
This is a big one.
Just got to see
keep an eye
how
on
he
it.
goes. Yeah, around the ground especially.
If Fort can just sort of hang with Grundy,
I
it
think he
keeps
can,
Brisbane in
yeah.
it. That's kind of all that he needs to
But
do.
if Grundy has a game like he did against Blitzarves and Stanley,
If Grundy gets 20 plus, then that's a big worry. Yeah.
who was
For-
that
for the
Port
Lions.
Adelaide kid that he just dead set threw
Sweet.
into the stands? No, when they dropped Riley O'Brien, it was just some bloke.
Oh.
Grundy had 31 disposals.
Yeah,
It was not a
Strawny.
mighty kick 9.
Strawny. That's what
Yeah,
it was.
Strawn, yeah.
That's what it was.
Nice one. Read it, lads. You're going to talk about Katy Perry. We can talk about Gagum. It's good stuff. Give it a stream. Jasper Fletcher rates it.
It must be his channel or something like that.
It appears to be some sort of, I want to
gum?
say, Korean. K-pop. There you go.
K-pop. There we go.
Ah, okay.
So, Alex, what's the
okay.
chance what's the chance Horse retires if Sydney lift the cup?
Well, he's got 1 year left on his contract to the end of next year, so I reckon that's when they announced the intention for Dean Cox to take
Yeah.
over as coach. And so finally, people in Perth go, Deanie, come home. Like he
No.
literally said his press conference, he's like, guys,
I'm staying in
West
Sydney."
Coast sucks.
Yeah.
I'm staying here.
Yeah.
All right. Final thing we're keeping an eye on, tags. Zorko, Jordan,
Yeah. Or McCluggage.
Or
Dunkley,
McCluggage.
or Barry, Tahini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to
That's
also...
gonna be
Parker to
decide the game.
I think Parker to Andrews is a thing, and it wouldn't surprise me if Will Hayward may play a defensive role as well.
You know what the best thing is?
Footy.
This is awesome. This is the grand
Yeah.
final. Just think about these matchups. Just think about the roar before this game starts.
Ah, God.
It's the sun shining
That's
on the
the best
MCG.
thing. When the
Katy
ball's
Perry,
bounced, oh.
she's gone out there. She's roared. Your
Well,
mate
we don't know
Jim
if he's
is
playing that.
fireworked. It's been gnarly.
Are you hot and cold?
No, she's brought me out like just
It's
as
just
a
hot.
guest
It's just hot.
to do the firework bit. Because baby, you're a firework.
He sings it too well. He might get
Great. I like that we've already put in the deep Thor to get out up there. Goes
Yeah,
Ailey.
good.
Mike Brady
Yeah.
is currently under Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets thought out once
So
a
is
year.
Holy Grail.
Can we get Mark Seymour out there for Holy Grail?
Yeah.
These are just hallowed Australian traditions.
Honestly, we could do Holy Grail instead of the anthem and I'd be fine.
All right.
Checks out. It should be the anthem. Put all your hands up. If Swans win, what do you think? Chad goes west.
No, I don't
he
think,
loves it at Sydney.
I also don't think Freo have the draft capital to get him, Shybalt, and everyone else this year.
I don't want to talk about trades. Grand finals, let's do it.
Grand final tips?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Who wins and by how much? Stats boy.
I just saw what you tipped. I haven't been in shock. Lions by 5 points. I really think they can win. They've won 5 of the last 6. What have we got in this? Jesus. I'm not reading out that comment. That is outrageous. That is outrageous.
He has a girlfriend now.
Brisbane dominating in the first quarter, and they'll win by 5 points. I think it's going to be an absolute classic grand final, but the Lions get the job done.
You're just a hater.
No, I genuinely think they can win. They love that sort of uncontested marks, which they did really well against Sydney last time. They've won 5 of the last 6. Good form. Really good form in the MCG the last couple of weeks, so I'm happy.
Travis Lubick says, go Lions, beat the so-called best team in 150 years. So-called, they are. What are we talking about here? Stats boy is dead to me, lol. Will Stats guy kiss a girl? Well, this is still... Like, until we see video proof.
Why the hell would you want to see a video of that, you creep? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, we could sell this.
Yeah. Only stats guys.
Only stats boys.
Anyway, can we get back into the tips, please? This is getting weird.
Just the tip?
Definitely hater vibes, lols cow.
You are a hater.
He's saying, no, I genuinely think the Lions will win. I think at their best, they are the better team, and they're going to win.
Alex.
Obviously, I'm tipping the Swans.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the Swans win this by 4 goals. We have slightly talked about it where the Lions have been on the road since week 1 of the finals. So trip to Sydney, trip to Melbourne, another trip to Melbourne. The Swans haven't left the SCG since round 23. They played Adelaide there, and then they've stayed at home ever since. I think it was like 42 days at home. They're rested. We've looked at the last couple of tight preliminary finals. The team that's played in the tight prelim has ended up losing that game. So the Swans a couple of years ago fell in by a point against Collingwood, got absolutely belted off the ground. We had Brisbane, get the job done in a close game. Also adding the extra day's rest for the Swans. And the fact we said last week, the last 30 minutes of the Swans against the Giants was the best we've seen. They didn't get out of third gear against Port Adelaide. So they've hit their peak form at the right time. Brisbane, they could be hanging on just by a thread.
Interesting.
And the Swans have the freshness in the legs.
I don't know about the rest. Like, you modern AFL players, the way they travel, it's very easy on the legs. Like, I know what you're saying,
there's been one team since 2000 to come out of not inside the top 4 to win the grand final.
Well, let's make it 2 on Saturday.
Look how serious he is.
It's the grand final. Of course I'm going to be serious. Swans are going to win.
All right, fair enough.
I'm real, you guys. Stop bullying my king.
Yes.
Lions will get the job done.
I agree. Turbocharged.
Turbocharged golden retriever. Swans by 23. Chad Norm accepts medal and his Errol signed TNs.
Yeah, he's got the TNs on, yeah.
Collingwood won all 3 finals last year by a total of 12 points.
And they also had the week off.
I said that earlier. Alex is stealing my mojo.
What's your tip, Jim?
My tip is... gentlemen.
Here we go. I'm very nervous with this tip. For Alex, actually, mainly.
The year is 2024.
Is it?
The current day Aussie Rules Football League, which was, used to be known as the VFL. It has a long storied history. 130 odd years. But really, the story of Aussie Rules goes back even further.
What is this?
Around the 1870s, 1860s. And in that time, in 150 years, gentlemen, and all of the folks out there watching, engaging. In 150 years, we have not seen a team as talented as this Sydney Swans team.
Oh, my God. That is a
They will win this grand final without a skerrick of doubt in my brain. 64 points.
60. Are you all right?
This will be an absolute smashing.
64 points.
The Lions will be tired. They played their grand final last week, you see, in beating the Geelong Cats.
Did you drop your laptop on his head or something?
And the Sydney Swans will run right over the top of this Brisbane Lions team because the Swans, what they'll see in front of them are some felines. 2 years ago, they copped some feline fury from the Geelong Cats.
Can you hurry up? My train leaves in 12 minutes.
I do not care.
Stop your train. We're doing a live show.
I do not care. And the Swans will get some revenge in the very multitudinal way that Swans do get their revenge. By attacking, using their weird long necks.
Swans are scary.
They are vicious birds. Do not let
I'm taking a line over a swan, though,
weird, shaky, bizarre outlook throw you off the scent. They are terrifying birds.
64 points.
As a little 5-year-old Jim at Lake Wendouree can attest, trying to feed the Swans a bit of bread and being attacked. Scarred for life, he says.
Hurry up.
64 points. The Sydney Swans will win this in an absolute canter. The Brisbane Lions run out of legs.
You ago about Geelong stats, boy.
Nah,
we go.
I reckon I tipped Geelong.
Not by 84 points.
Of course not, but not
This
60.
is the best team we've seen in 150 years. This is the best team all season until that weird little blip where they put the Q in the rack anyway. There was a reason they were favourites from week 2 onwards.
Ugh.
The Sydney Swans are the best team we've ever seen. They will run away with this grand final in absolute canter. There is absolutely no way that does not happen. They are a shoe-in, Stats Boy. An absolute shoe-in.
Jinx is a hoy.
I will be putting on the biggest bet
Alex is done.
I have done this season on the Sydney Swans.
He doesn't want to hear this anymore.
And it will be fantastic because they will win it, no problem.
Alex
That's
is
how
locked
confident
on.
I am. All right.
He's jinxing him and Alex is gone.
Who's jinxing? I'm backing this up with the largest amount of money I've put on a football game this season, Stats Boy.
So
How could that
you
be
might not have
jinx?
a house on Monday or Sunday.
I'll still have a house and bet responsibly.
Of course, bet responsibly.
Anyway,
All right, it's just us two.
what song does Katy Perry play first?
Ooh, fireworks is probably maybe Hot and Cold just to build into it. I reckon. What do you reckon? Maybe or one of them on a new album which I've got no idea.
No, that'd be like third.
You reckon?
I Kissed a Girl. Let's go.
What does she
Friday
finish with? Firework or Raw?
Firework. Nah,
Yeah.
Raw.
Raw. No,
Opens
apparently
with
she
Raw.
might not be
Opens
allowed-
with Raw. Firework.
She might not be singing Raw. That was the whole debate.
No, she said she's singing Raw. It's in the
there you
set
go.
list.
There you go.
Opens
Nice.
with Raw. Let's do
Yep.
it.
All right. So we got 2 Swans and a Lions tip. There we go.
Swans versus 64. Write it down. Absolute lock.
We got a lot of comments
Done.
that we missed there. We got spoiler alert. We saw your tips earlier. That's on the socials. So check our tips out on the socials. Swans 150th year by Did the Swans Win? Everyone's just getting around the 150th year there. And what have we got else? Joel Duncan, if Alex actually left, legit like him more.
I want to keep my job.
Wants to keep his job. That's fair enough.
Well, the only thing that would stop the Swans from being the best team we've seen in 150 years if they get belted. Like
I mean,
somehow lose.
Positive is they've made the grand final. You know, you've got to be there to win it. Something Carlton don't know
But you're not
about.
the best team in 150 years if you don't win the grand final, are you?
No.
Oh, that'd be a real disappointment, actually.
That's-
All right, well, there you
Anyway.
go. That'll do the AFL Today show for
What a
today.
show.
That is the grand final setup. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Teenage Dream, says Boston Airs. All right.
Oh, poor Harry
We
Mackay.
will be back to wrap
Sorry,
up
Oscar.
this insane grand final on Monday. We won't be doing a Sunday show this week because likely we will all be far too hungover and
No,
the season will be done.
people don't want to hear us on a
So
Sunday. They want to
Monday,
hear us on
off
Monday.
we go. So stick around for that. Thank you to turtlenecking Sydney Swans fan Alex Donnelly.
I'm not.
doing well,
I
he's
didn't
doing well.
turtleneck last week. I'm not turtlenecking now. Swans are good.
I
They're going to
can't
win.
believe our
Yeah, well, they're going to
comments.
smash it. It's going to be great. And the stats boy. Thank
Yes.
you for all the stats. He actually brought some stats
Yeah, he
today.
nailed
Alex.
it today.
I had about 52 stats. Yeah, thank you very much.
Good job, stats
go
guy.
Lions.
I like that. Now, make
Oh,
sure...
I thought you were actually
Make
going to
sure
pour
that you're
it on me.
smashing a like and everything across all the socials. We'll be like live tweeting during the grand final.
You will.
There's going to be lots of stuff. Alex will be no doubt doing videos and stuff from there.
I'll hopefully be there as well.
Stats Boy reckons he'll be there. He's going to I don't know, stab someone
Sneak
and take
in.
their... I don't know.
No, he's an MCC guy.
Yeah.
It's like I like
What?
this idea. I'm just like Stats Boys.
All right, can we wrap it up? I wanna get the
boy,
train
or is it
home.
like somebody like two Stats Boys in a trench coat?
Liam, adult man.
Yeah, that'll
All
work.
right, so make sure you subscribe, star and like all of our shows on your podcast apps and YouTube, of course. Cricket Today podcast, Football Today podcast, NBA Australia, which is back terrifyingly soon.
Yep.
NFL Australia as well as hold all tickets for your GGs. And this is just the AFL men's end of the season. AFLW is still going strong.
Absolutely.
So get right around the AFLW Today show with Alex and Bryony and the little Stats Boy every so often.
Yes.
We got North of good, so we got to get stats guy, and he does bring the energy.
Yes.
All right, get around him like the squid getting around his setup of green pasta and footy-shaped meatballs.
Genuinely, I
on
might
Saturday.
join you for that. That
Yeah.
sounds
awesome.
really good.
I've got to make the bloody thing.
Yeah.
I don't want it
Anyway.
anymore, actually. No.
Best AFL who there is, and I'm
Show.
not biased. Show.
Base AFL show there is, and I'm not biased. Thank you very
Nice.
much, Boston
Good
Airs.
work, fellas. Happy punting.
It's Aries.
Well done, lads. All right,
There we go.
That's it. We will catch you on Monday for a massive grand final wrap show. Good luck to everybody. Have
Alex
a great
stuffing
day on
about.
Saturday.
Let's
Go!
Go Lions.
Look after yourselves, and remember, bet responsibly, and also, footy is back. If you like this show, make sure you check out all the other shows on the Sports Today network, from the AFL Today show to the Cricket Today podcast, the Football Today podcast, as well as NBA Australia and NFL Australia. With Sports Today, your sporting needs have never been easier to cover. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website gamblinghelponline.org.au.